Thank you for picking up the Sticks. This is episode 128, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I am Mike Kernett. To my right, Mike Steak Carnia.
What's going on?
To my left, Art, the biggest loser. Fuck you, Rosian. Woo!
Wow.
Sorry,
That's
I won.
Impressive.
It's been 3 years of me building up to this moment.
Wait, what?
That's
The
incredible.
E3 predictions.
Thought we only had 2 right total.
We did.
Okay.
And I had the bigger one right.
How'd you do the bigger one right?
The points.
The points. Confidence points.
Did you have a 6-point guess?
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I had 5 points on a new Borderlands standalone game.
No, that didn't count.
Yes, it did.
What are you talking about?
That was my 5-point pick.
Well, yeah, but they didn't. Okay, the right after they debuted that trailer,
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley asked, "What's her face? Is this a new Borderlands game?" And she said no.
Bullshit. Tiny Tina is a Borderlands character. It is in the Borderlands universe.
I don't know about that.
You want me to fucking show you the history of Borderlands?
I know that, but it's like it's a different game.
I didn't say we had Borderlands titled game.
Steak.
I didn't know.
I thought you got the Final Fantasy one right.
I said a standalone in the Borderlands universe.
Yes, we're fighting already. we were all pleasant until I
I was
opened my
say,
big
we've been
mouth.
talking very nicely for the past hour before we started recording. Now
No, I thought you
I said a
Final Fantasy one
standalone
right.
in the Borderlands universe.
I thought you said new. We gotta go back to the video. Too.
I did not say a Borderlands
I thought
titled
you
game.
said a
I think I
new
specifically said
Borderlands game.
not a new Borderlands, not a new. It may not be a titled Borderlands game.
I think he did.
I'm gonna listen to this episode. 'Cause I think you're.
Hey, you better. And I expect a big fucking apology when you do.
You get nothing. You'll get nothing, and you'll like
I'll
it.
expect you to bow down and kiss my ass. How about that?
Bullshit. Well, when they say, like I said, so we're just gonna disregard the person who's in the game saying it's not a Borderlands game.
It is a Borderlands game.
It's completely different. It's a completely.
Well,
it's
it is,
different.
but it's a Borderlands. But it's still they're using the Tiny Tina name, which is a Borderlands character, so it is technically in the universe, though. Because it
So
is,
you're saying the Catwoman video game is a Batman game because it is the same universe.
It's in the Batman universe, yeah.
That's outrageous.
in the Batman universe,
That's
yeah,
outrageous.
absolutely. I would consider that in the Batman universe. Now, it's not a Batman game; it's in the Batman universe
That's outrageous.
because it's Catwoman.
Oh. I'm surrounded right now, and I do not appreciate that.
Look. I want to see Art lose as bad as you do. I mean, trust me, 100%.
That was the only one I thought I had right.
I thought you get the Final Fantasy one right.
This
With
is
two
why
Final Fantasy
this
games.
is why I was confused. That's why I didn't know what was going on.
All right, stop recording. We have to figure this out.
We will have clarification next episode. On
We will.
this.
I should really listen to our content more.
We will.
I'm still standing. Okay. All right. So ultimately, what's going to come down to is how you said it, right? So if you end up saying like it's a new Borderlands game, it's a no. If you say it's something new in the Borderlands world universe, something in that,
That's okay. And I'm almost positive.
I'm pretty sure
then
that's.
I will. Then I will. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said, and I'm pretty sure I said the exact words. It may not be a Borderlands titled game.
But it will be involved in right. No, I think I'm almost positive he said it was not a new Borderlands, but it was like a standalone.
Whatever. We'll review this and figure it out.
We'll review the tape.
I will say this.
I'm gonna bring up football. I'm gonna learn the icky shuffle before the next podcast. I'm gonna spike that shit in your face.
I will say this. Like when I do take the notes down, I do not go word for word.
No, you don't.
I
You
definitely do not.
Yeah.
When you write it on the pad, you're writing like a one-line synopsis.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because you're writing 15 fucking things down.
Right. It said new Borderlands game on my notepad.
Yeah, go back and listen to it.
Stop the videotape. We'll do this right now. We're not stopping the video.
Fortunately, I think I'm right.
Like I said, unfortunately, you know how I feel.
I'm gonna listen to this on the way home. I really am. I'm gonna listen to this shit on the way home, and I will apologize via text.
Don't do it tonight because I'm not going to sleep. It's going to be victory dance around my basement. Before this, I really didn't care. I was like, we all had a shitty year. There's nothing really to celebrate here.
Shitty year.
Like I said, as extreme as my predictions are, I usually at least have one that I get something out of. Like, because I always have one where I'm like, okay, even when I was talking, I was like, all right, this is happening. Like, you know, I always have that one that I always feel like this is definitely happening. I can't believe I got 0
You were
points. I was so close.
Yes.
Oh my
so
god.
close on Starfield
Oh
or whatever.
my god, that one.
If you just would have said we're getting a release date.
When that trailer fucking paused on 11/12, I started freaking out. I'm like, I got this. I got this.
Yeah, but I wanted to
And
believe.
22 showed up, and I threw my.
It was what was funny was like that was like the very first. Okay, so if this is actually okay, let's say Art wins.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say the the long shot happens, and Art was correct, and I was wrong, and Art won. Then the very first announcement of E3 won our contest. Because that was the very first thing that was showed at the opening kickoff thing for.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the very first thing.
I didn't watch like the full stream of that. That website I sent you guys with like the direct links to every video. I just kind of went through that. I was like, let's check this out, this out.
So that was the very first thing.
Both Steak and I were on a family vacation during this thing, and I stayed.
I'm not family.
I stayed radio silent on all the conferences, all that stuff, to the point when we got home on Sunday night. I handed Beth my iPad and be like, I need you to go to YouTube for me. I need you to search up the conference for me.
Okay.
When she's like, I don't see it. Like, it's there. It's the Bethesda Microsoft press conference. Something in that vein. Just search those words. It's gonna come up. It's gonna be like 5 hours long. That's the one you want because they have like 3 hours of nonsense beforehand. And she found it, and I just like sat in silence and watched that one, and then watched whatever the one. Square. I watched that one later that day. And I actually stayed radio silent on those things. I actually got to.
That's impressive.
So it looked like I was being a very good dad, but I was just really avoiding my phone to do like family time. But it was very selfish.
I'm pretty sure I was on Twitter working on Friday and seeing stuff popping up, and I saw the Tiny Tina's Wonderland stuff. I'm like, yes, there's one.
I said, that whole thing I saw. The same thing. Like so, like. On the way home, I did watch the Square on the way home.
Okay.
Once I was driving, so I did watch Square on the way home. But we did have a couple spots where it's a little bit of spotty internet in the drive home. So I was like, oh no, come on, catch up. But the Xbox one, so I watched it on my TV because I knew the 4K one was there. So what I did is I know the way like the layout is on like the Roku app. So I had my hand like this over one eye, just enough to type in Xbox, and then like the very first thing. I was like, thank God the very first thing was the 4K broadcast too, so I clicked on it right away. I was like, thank you.
Oh my God, we're so ridiculous.
I had a whole other series of events disrupt the Microsoft conference for me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
It's really hard to pay attention to something really important that your spouse is saying when something else is going on the TV that you want to be watching.
Yeah.
And then you hear the context of that conversation, and then you set the power. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I need to be here now.
Yeah. Oh man. Holy moly. So,
but anyways, we'll have an answer next week. One of us will be doing a victory dance.
Just like the goddamn presidential election. It's going to take 3 goddamn weeks to find out who won E3 predictions.
You're trying to steal my election here.
Goddamn right.
We're still in 2020, guys.
I'm tampering. I'm tampering.
It's 2021, man. You're gonna come busting into my Capitol and
I got the cabal working for me.
It's fine.
Deep state.
I don't think Jake's working for you.
No, that's not happening.
In all fairness,
everything.
Jake is my dog. He will work for anyone who gives him a piece of cheese. That's it. That's his price. So if you guys ever want to steal my shit, now you know.
So we had
fair enough.
We had Italian sausage for dinner tonight. I am only telling you this to tell a dog story. So we had like a 3-inch piece of Italian bread left over. So I hollowed it out. I took all the good stuff out and I gave the crust to the dog.
You ate the guts.
I ate the guts.
Right.
Did the dog eat the crust, or did you just like nibble at it and be like,
she's been
fuck
carrying
you?
it around for 9 hours. And she'll just like look at us. She'll be like, she'll have it in front of her, and she's waiting for you to take it. Like, and we get closer. She like shows her little rat teeth just a little bit, and they're like, "You're not gonna bite me if I take it. You're not gonna do anything." And then like I get close to it, and she might bite you, and she just picks up and runs away. She wants to be chased. She doesn't want to eat she's been just like carrying this piece of bread around for like 9 hours.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's too funny.
So yeah, E3. So E3.
Now that we've derailed this for like 20 minutes right off the bat.
This is always our longest episode.
So I think we are going to recap the important conferences, which would have been a good service beforehand because there was a bunch of things that just wasted my time throughout that 3-4 day span.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have
Take-Two Interactive can kiss my ass. How about that?
Well, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Capcom.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff.
I mean, it was only my 1 point guess, but they didn't talk about games at all.
No.
Why even be doing that on E3 weekend?
That was crazy.
I mean, I don't mind them being there. I don't mind. I mean, the stuff they talked about was important for Take-Two. But if not when it's like sandwiched around like all these conferences, like in the same like schedule.
Well, right. See, and that's the thing is like what they did is what normally the press and everyone goes to.
Right.
And when they're at E3, that they go to their secret room and they show them all this stuff. And
panels and whatever.
Sometimes they'll show them like a reveal, like a quick gameplay of something that they normally don't show like to everyone. But like that's pretty much what they do behind this. So it's like, but it's like, guys, but you don't realize like. But the thing is, like, this is for everyone. Like, so you have to do things a little different.
And like I said, the Capcom one was just like, they said that they're going to bring up, they talked about, like, we're going to talk about Resident Evil Village. We're going to talk about whatever. And it was just like, okay, well, I mean, they got some time. They can talk about whatever they want to. And I didn't even realize WB was just going to be talking about Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, I don't think anyone realized that. And then same with like Bandai Namco, no one realized it was just going to be House of Ashes. Like no one, until like an hour before. Then all of a sudden, like it like updated like Bandai Namco presents House of Ashes.
Is the co-op multiplayer horde mode game like this year's Battle Royale?
Yes,
yeah, pretty much.
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Paranormal horde mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's what, at least 3, possibly more.
And Back 4 Blood definitely does still look like the best one.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Yeah.
I've seen them all. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm like, nah, not Back 4 Blood. That's where I'm going.
So I don't have the rundown though for that summer game.
That's
so
fine.
if there's a few that we want to talk about, we can. But like
I think there was just like
there's just a couple.
Two really big things.
I mean the battle that we've been having.
Maybe that's only really big things we're arguing about it now.
It's huge.
To me, it's a big thing.
It's fucking huge.
I didn't even think about getting a rundown of that until we started arguing. I'm like, oh, I didn't do that one.
To me, it's a big thing because I like Borderlands and there's a previous DLC in Borderlands 2 that was that Wonderlands is kind of going to be based off of.
Right.
It was they tried to do like a Souls-like difficulty, Borderlands game with like all the fantasy shit, dragons and knights and butt stallion.
So we have, we're going to run down like the important stuff that we saw. We're going to talk about the important parts. We're not going to run down every single thing that happened in that time period because we don't have the time and a lot of nonsense happened. So we're going to run down which ones we have. We have Xbox, we have Nintendo, we have
Square, and Ubisoft.
All right, perfect. I don't know about you guys, but I've also been playing Ratchet and Clank.
I've been playing a lot of things, and that is one of them.
That's the only new thing I've been playing. I haven't played nearly as much as I wanted to, though. Life happened.
I'm taking my time with it.
I platinumed it today.
Oh, wow. Nice. Nice.
Platinum
is in my future. I can tell you that right now, though. It's going to happen.
Yeah, they have a couple, I had to... we haven't talked about the game yet, but I did have to play... I had to go into New Game Plus to get a couple of different trophies.
Sure.
And literally just because, one of them you actually have to get the full arsenal of weapons unless you got, the deluxe edition. And then...
Oh, God.
And then... But, you get them, the very first time you go back to Mrs. Zircon, you can get it, so it's not a big deal. And then the second one, and the other one I missed because I killed... they're one of those big, T-Rex looking guys that they have, in the third world. You're supposed to kill 5 of them as a trophy.
Yeah, I heard
Well, apparently you can't. That doesn't count.
There's only 4 of them.
No, it doesn't count if you're flying the Trudy to kill him. I didn't know that. So of course I killed one with Trudy because it's way easier.
Because why wouldn't you do it that way instead of blowing through all of your ammo?
I'm in a mini fire-breathing dragon. Of course, I'm going to take Trudy and kill him. So I had to.
I'm glad I know that because now I won't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that trophy.
Yeah, so that would be I look at the trophy list. I'm right near the end. I'm going to clean up as much as I can. Okay, I need a New Game Plus for this anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, why isn't this one popping? Oh Jesus! It's
I know I killed a bunch of them.
Yeah. It's this is easy. Did you just do this in the course of playing the game? What the fuck? Oh, I definitely killed that thing with True. Anywho, so outside of that, the only thing, that's the only thing we're gonna talk about. But I did play some of the demos that the Xbox put out after their ID at Xbox list of 30 different games. I played a handful of them. I can talk about those briefly too. Or do you want to do that during the conference talk?
No, that's different. That wasn't that was technically after when they started. Same here. I downloaded a few. I only played one. But I did download a couple, so I still got to play a couple of the other ones.
So do we want to keep talking about Ratchet and Clank? I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but because I don't want initial impressions and things. That.
We'll just...
if you spoil anything, I'm going to kill you.
I'm not.
And I'm not winning 3 by default.
I'll say we won't talk about anything. It's just this game looks stupid. Oh my god!
In the best way.
In the best way possible. It is incredible. From the minute you take over, the minute the game starts, it's cutscene is it's wow, this looks awesome. And then wait, I'm controlling it now.
Are you doing
nothing changed?
Are you doing performance or are you doing
RT
with performance?
I've jumped back and forth between performance RT and fidelity.
Yeah,
and in fidelity, I really can't tell a frame drop difference. And I honestly, when I'm in performance RT, I really don't see that much of a like resolution shininess difference.
I literally think it's only when things get super crazy is when I notice the difference because like. I mean, everyone knows what Ratchet Clank is, right? It's a semi-platformer, but the highlight is just a wheel of unbelievable arsenal of weapons that you have.
Yep.
And it's all crazy and all kinds of fun stuff. And they all do different things. But I mean, there's some times when I have like, the topiary sprinkler out, and I
love that thing.
I think it's great. So great.
My fungus guys and my little ankle biter guys, and I have all these guys out all at the same time.
Mr. Fun Guy.
Yep.
So I have all these guys out there at once, and it's running phenomenally, and there's bolts running everywhere, and explosions, and I'm shooting, and I'm flipping, and I'm dashing, and it's like all these things are happening, and it looks
tiniest drops, tiniest.
I honestly I honestly didn't notice anything in terms of like slowdown ever. Only time I ever did is when I switched into fidelity mode. When I went into New Game Plus, I went into fidelity mode during the very opening sequence when you're in that parade. Like there's so many things going on. I think that I felt a little bit of stuttering there.
Okay,
but. Outside of that, like I didn't, man.
It's incredible, and then I mean, I know some of the complaints people have is the fact that it's just another Ratchet and Clank game. That's fantastic. Like that's the best thing about it.
The last Ratchet and Clank game was our game of the year. There, so.
No, this game it's awesome, and that's the thing. It's like I know I could have already finished this, but I am taking my time with because like I am enjoying visuals. I'm enjoying the game itself. Like I'm searching. I'm everything. I'm
actually liking the story too.
I
think it's very interesting to see all the different dimensions that you go into and how characters interact, and they always showed Rivet, who is like the female Ratchet version, and there's like so many different things happening at the same time.
Yep. No, absolutely. It's so cool. Yeah.
All right. I don't know what to say. I mean, outside of that, there's really not much to say. It's great. Like it is relatively simple in terms of just like differences, but it's really great.
It's a beautiful game. It controls great. If you liked Ratchet and Clank before, this one you'll assuredly like.
And the DualSense is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like the different every gun feels different.
There we go.
Just everything. It's so cool.
All right, so I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I played 5 of those E3 ID and Xbox games. Which one did you play?
I played Tunic.
All right, me too.
I had to. As soon as right away, that was the first one. I was like, I gotta get this right away.
How do you feel about Tunic?
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think so too.
So smooth.
Yeah. So Tunic is like you play this little fox guy, and it feels very Zelda-ish. In terms of just like the aesthetic, because he is like and like you have a shield and you have a sword and you're fighting these guys in like a fairyland type of thing. Then all of a sudden it gets balls hard because it plays like a Souls game because it's like it has like the same like either lanterns or campfires or it has all the same things where you save your progress as you kind of go along. You gather up things. I don't even know what they are, to be honest. I didn't get that far into it.
Yeah.
And once you die, you lose those things. But if you get back to where you died, you pick up your things back up, just like a Souls game. You really got to think about. It's not like constant attack. You can't be that way because you're gonna get dinged.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how Souls games are. You can't just spam the attack button. You have to wait for the counter, wait for the dodge, then attack.
The thing that turned my brain on to Souls games when someone said you got to treat it like a rhythm game. I'm like, oh fuck, that's so brilliant because that's what it is. It's like attack, attack, dodge, attack, attack, dodge, attack, attack, dodge, and each person, each villain, each enemy has a different rhythm that you gotta learn or whatever.
I mean, to put it in like really really old perspective, it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, honestly, with a way more motion.
There's certain signs you have to look for, and then you have to dodge, and then you have to attack.
Yep, for sure. And then you have the resource management and things like that, and it felt great. I liked it a lot. Yeah. It's one of those things I wasn't in the mood for at the time because I did not know how Soulsy it was.
Sure. I didn't realize it. I thought it was just going to be like, I was like, oh, this could just be a Zelda / Ocean Horn.
Yeah, Ocean Horn was actually exactly
I thought it was going to be something like that, but yeah, it ended up being a little bit more, which I mean. So cool though.
Yeah, I didn't take my pre-workout for a Souls game, so I was not aware that was what was happening, so I had to stop. But yeah, I mean it's definitely on my radar now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that game's always been. That's why I had to jump on that right away.
I don't know if this was actually included with this ID at Xbox thing, but it definitely was like a demo in the same like group of them. So I think it was. I played Death Trap Dungeon, which is a full motion video game, which I have a problem with because I talked before. And I'm glad I played the demo because I will never buy that game.
I'm trying to think. What did I download?
I think if they had demos, you would probably buy like 85% less full motion video games.
1,000% I would. I bought one on the Xbox because it was like $2. Like, it's $2. I haven't played it yet.
Every time you talk about it, I'm like, every now and then your one is like, it was really good and really interesting, and like all the rest of the time I was like, meh.
Dude, Wales Interactive is a company that does the vast majority of them. And still to this day, the only one I've really liked from them is Late Shift. All the other ones are either fine or just straight bad. Yeah. Like there's no like that. Felt like that was like ugh. Yeah. I accidentally platinum the complex, which was not good at all.
Right. Did you download Black Book?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay. Sable?
Yes. Okay.
I haven't played that yet.
Okay.
That
Sable.
Looks cool as hell though.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
So it looks visually.
So Sable has like a really cool art style where it feels very muted and like it feels hand drawn.
Yeah.
But they're doing that. So they got the hand drawn graphics, and then they're also doing like the whole like Into the Spider-Verse versions of like animation where they only like animate on the twos, so it looks like all the characters like it looks kind of herky jerky, which is fine. But then also, the camera movement isn't that way. Sometimes, like it's the cameras like when you swing the camera around, it's smooth. Sometimes it's janky because it is an early demo. Yeah. So like all this movement and all this stuff is just like this is seriously giving me a headache from like all this like weird motion and turning and all this stuff before I even get to the point where they'd start telling a story. And there's just so much dialogue in the first little bit of it. I just completely lost interest in it.
Got it.
So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it wasn't for me in that time frame.
Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, the other one I downloaded was Echo Generation.
Yes.
Okay. That looks awesome. I just have not gotten around to that yet.
So Echo Generation. Echo Generation is a voxel game. So it's like 3D, looks pixelated, but it's voxels. So it's 3D. Very super strong Stranger Things vibe about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the kid's name is Dylan as opposed to Dustin. He's dressed just like Dustin. He has a hat on, puffy hair. Like
he's dressed in the clothes are just a slightly different color.
Yeah, really. It's like they palette swap Duston.
Awesome.
To talk him like he gets an email talking about playing D&D. Like it's the whole thing. But I said I looked cool. I didn't know what I was kind of getting into when I started playing it, and I'm moving around. I had to take and we're just like they give as you're going around your town, your little neighborhood, you're finding different things to do. Like you're trying to get into this tree house. You're trying to get past these 3 raccoons so you can get to the next section, and all the raccoons are like in the first section are like the bad guys. So every time you come across a raccoon and you interact with them, you fight them. And the way the fighting is turn-based. It's like a turn-based RPG where you have like skills and you have hit points and the whole thing. So it's a turn-based RPG with your sister against raccoons. Is the only thing I fought. Well, I fought a couple other things as we got further on. But all the characters, like you can just kind of go into some people's houses and like get stuff for like different quests. Like I had to find a doll for this doll lady, stuff like that. And it felt fun. I really hope that's like a 4-hour game, just because I don't know how long that was sustained. It definitely has his charm. Some comical interactions with you and your mom and you and your sister. Excuse me, you and like just townsfolk. So, yeah, Echo Generation definitely on my radar for this one.
Cool. That's good to hear.
I've definitely checked it out. Another one that I thought was okay was Faraday Protocol. It's a first-person puzzler where you have a gun that like absorbs energy and shoots energy. So you absorb energy from spot A, you put it into spot B, and door opens type of thing. It's all very black and gold. Like everything's very black and gold, and it's like you're just this guy who showed up on this planet, and you go in this building to talk about trials. I'm not sure. It was fine. Oh my god, sorry. The last thing I really want to talk about, the last one I actually really liked, one called The Juggler's Tale. It was like a 2D side-scrolling puzzler, but all the characters are like string puppets. So the strings are you can see the strings coming down on you, and all the different anything that moves essentially is being moved by the strings. But it feels very like a Playdead game, like a Limbo or an Inside, where like you're doing all these little puzzles, but your hindrance are these strings. Like so, I'm trying to get from A to B, but there is a lift that is halfway down the screen, and I can't go past it because my strings are getting caught up on the lift. So I had to figure out how to get past that. It's a story about this girl who is in a circus, and the ringmaster is like locking her up to like basically perform. So she's escaping and going on this journey. And like you start the very beginning of the level that you play felt like a stage play where they have like like a string puppet like stage where you have just like drawn buildings, and then as you move away from that first scene, it becomes like fully animated, like it becomes like a normal video game. Then we get to the end of it, like the scene ends, like you're back on the stage. It was very, very cool. Yeah, so that one was one I check out. That one's called A Juggler's Tale. That one kind of caught me by surprise. That's really all I played. That's all the ones I played. So I like Tunic, Juggler's Tale, Echo Generation, Faraday Protocol not so much. Sable, jury's still out on that one. I want to see how much that game.
I have a feeling that'll be a Game Pass game.
I think it is. I think it is,
right? Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. And like that's one of those things too. Like if they figure out like I don't mind like again the janky animation of all the character running and jumping and all that stuff just felt so funky, and then the camera sometimes with that, sometimes it was not like that. It was literally just giving me a headache. Okay. Like it was hard to like do what I was doing, and then they had so much talking.
Right.
The first part, like, they didn't even get to the goddamn game. Oh, I forgot one. I played Lake. Lake was that like mailman.
Oh, I remember. Thing. Yeah.
Speaking of demos that were just like, did I get the whole game on accident? Like I'm in like day 4 here, and I'm still delivering mail. So. That was like, it was super. I mean, I think the game is super chill. I mean, it's meant to be like you're taking over your dad's mail route. You've been gone from this town for 20-something years. You just come back, and as you're delivering mail, you're coming across like the characters of this small town. You're coming across people you haven't seen in 22 years. You're coming across new people who just moved into town a few years ago that you never met before, and you get different, You go deliver a package to the crazy cat lady. The crazy cat lady tells me, "Oh, I think my cat's sick. Can you bring it to the vet?" So okay, now I put the cat in the crate and put the crate in my van, and then I drive to the vet as well, and it becomes a new task for me as opposed to just delivering packages and mail. But like it had like super chill music. The visuals are very pretty. Like all the landscapes, and you're looking out over the lake or looking up over the hills. Like it's all very, very chill. I was playing like really conservatively in terms of just like driving the mail truck, and then I don't know, I guess I got distracted or something, and I hit someone like head on. I was like, oh shit. And then nothing happened, and I just got back on the road and kept driving. I thought it'd be like some kind. I felt like the game was gonna give me some kind of consequence because like I'm in a super small town. I'm on my dad's like route right now. Yeah. He's retired. I'm kind of like just a fill-in for right now or whatever. No, nothing at all. I feel like the whole town would know about it. Like this new mail lady is a crazy, crazy lady, and nothing. Absolutely nothing.
One person they kind of like, he's
he's
let him
fine.
Go. You only killed one person.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where just like I don't know. Like in the demo, like I met a new. This is also set in the 80s. So it has a super heavy 80s aesthetic on a few different things. Like it's very, obviously that means there's no cell phones. You go to a VHS rental store, and they'll have like knockoffs of different like 80s movies, like Back to the Present and just things, shit like that. Yeah. So like I just don't know where that game is going in terms of just like, do I just deliver mail and talk to people and do odd jobs for them, or is this like, am I gonna like have a love interest here? Like if there's some like hints of maybe some of those things happening between like, I don't know, but like I'm intrigued by it. Like it was super meditative in terms of just being like, man, I'm still delivering the mail. Yeah, well, what's the best route? I think I'm gonna go here first, and then I'll circle back. I'll talk to that cat lady again, and then I'll see if her cat Mortimer is better. It's just like. The jury is super out on that one just because of just like, I also felt like I was like, am I getting to the end of the demo here or not? So that's usually not a good sign for me. Be like, am I done yet or what? Yeah. But I wasn't, and I was like super sad when it was done. But I was also like, am I not super sad because I wanted to play the game now and just wait for the full thing? I don't know. It was hard to judge. All right, I'm done rambling. Do we have any? I think we had nothing else. Are we gonna go over our normal rigmarole, or are we gonna go right into E3 here at this point?
Is anything coming out?
Yeah.
There's a few things. I can run through really quick.
I don't have news. So.
Steak has all the news.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And then,
I need an easy week.
Yeah, with everything we've got going on, I got a couple other things to talk about game-wise I've been playing, but I'll talk about those next week or next time.
Like what? I want to know now.
Well, to give you a heads up for next time, I'll give you a little, so Final Fantasy VII Remake Intermission.
No one cares about that shit.
And Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. So we'll talk about those next time.
Final Fantasy 7.1.2.
And then I got a couple other games that I'll briefly.
Your Automata number?
Might as well be.
I got a couple others that I'll briefly touch on when we go over the actual conferences that I played, because they were like kind of revealed during the conference. So really quick here, I'll just hit up the big stuff here. New releases, June 25th, Mario Golf Super Rush for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh shit, that comes out Friday?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also on June 25th, Scarlet Nexus for PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. Also on June 25th, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 for the Switch. June 30th, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox. I don't know about you guys, but Best Buy just updated my shipment to August 20th on that for the physical.
Go play that game, everybody. It's fun.
Yes.
Stick it out.
It's interesting.
It's an experience. It's an experience. It's an experience. Don't give up on it. It's 4 hours long.
Yeah,
don't give up on it.
Yeah, stick with it.
Might be more now. It's director's cut. I don't know.
Well, they got a whole nother stuff to it. Yeah. July 6th, A Plague's Tale is coming to the Switch and also getting an upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S.
You guys ever play that game?
No, I haven't.
It's very good, man.
It's on Game Pass.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Go play that game.
Yeah. Also on July 6th, Yeast 9 is now coming out for PC and Switch. Yeast. And on July 8th, Layton's Mystery Journey, Cottrell and the Millionaire's Conspiracy DX for the Nintendo Switch. We have new Game Pass games that actually, we have to do this because it actually came out in time.
Yes, 100%. This came out earlier today, which never happens.
Worms Rumble for cloud, console, and PC available now. Iron Harvest for PC on June 24th. This one I'm pretty excited about because I held off on it when it was $20. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered.
Oh yeah,
console and PC because it's part of EA Play.
Oh, very cool. I'll try that
June
out.
24th. Protoss is a game preview for PC. June 24th.
That game looks crazy.
That does look insane. That looks.
I don't know much about it, but I saw some screenshots and I was just like,
crazy.
oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is coming to the cloud on July 1st. Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sampling, cloud, console, and PC, July 1st. Gang Beasts is coming for cloud, console, and PC on July 1st.
Okay, I've never pimped one of our streams we've ever done on this, but you got to go back into our YouTube archives and watch our Gang Beast stream. That was the most fun.
Oh my god!
I think I've ever had.
That stream was ridiculous.
I was here for that one.
I don't remember.
I think, were you not?
Pretty sure I wasn't.
Oh man, that was wild.
Oh yeah, I think that was Chris V. I think it was Ozzy.
Oh yeah, I think it was.
Oh, weren't you there late?
I don't think so.
Someone showed up late. I could have swore it was you. Watch the video. Everyone, watch the video and tell us no.
Yeah.
Maybe I showed up super late, but I don't think I played the game at all.
I don't think I could have swore you were there later.
I thought so. Yeah. Immortal Realms Vampire Wars for console, cloud, console, and PC, July 1st, and Limbo, cloud, console, and PC on July 1st.
Awesome.
Let me see here. Do we have anything that's leaving? They usually are. Here we go.
Soul
leaving
Calibur.
at the end of the month. Battle Chasers Night War, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Mistover, Monster Hunter World, Out of the Park, Baseball 21, Outer Wilds.
Oh really? Outer Wilds?
Yeah, not the Happy Few one. Outer Wilds. That's that like survival game.
I know.
Yeah.
I should play that game. I think that'd be up my alley.
Soul Calibur 6 and The Messenger. So don't forget, they're 20% off. So if you want to keep them, you can get them for 20% off. And I think Soul Calibur is actually on sale right now, so I'm not sure how that works, if you're able to double up or not.
I don't know.
All right, so let's dive into it. Go grab a beer. Actually, we need art for this one. This is all art on this one. Because we're going to kick off with Ubisoft.
Oh, you're fine.
Actually, we'll talk about Summer Game Fest really quick.
Okay.
So there was that one that we're
that's
just
not
debating.
That's not Borderlands.
That's not Borderlands. But it is part of the universe of Tina Tiny Tina, or whatever her name is. It looked fucking batshit crazy.
It did.
And fun as hell.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see more on it.
And like having like the more like RPG elements of it too actually is, I think, pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I was thinking, I've dabbled in Borderlands a couple different times and it never hooked me, but I might try to give this one a whirl just to see you know, how it hooks.
Because this doesn't. And that's the thing. I think that's why I'm really curious, because like I know it's not Borderlands, like in terms of like what Borderlands normally is. Let's see what else was there. Kojima was on there talking about how his new game he had to change what he's doing because of the way the world is to not offend people, basically, or like make people like right. Wasn't it weird? I mean, it was really odd.
I know.
Interview.
And you talked about like 9/11 twice in a row. I'm like, stop it.
Well, it's like that was so long ago. Like, why are you even like?
Yeah, he was just trying to compare. Yeah, I think the comparison he was trying to make was just like we had to rethink how we were making games after 9/11. We need to rethink how we're making games post pandemic.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's I was kind of watching that with like my mouth open and my eyes like, I don't know what exactly we're trying to do here. And then he gives us one more thing.
So no one knows what the hell Kojima's next game is. I don't even think he knows actually at this point.
It's that one. It's the one from Blue Box or that conspiracy theory thing.
Well, that's Friday.
Friday.
Well, they released that new video. I think that kind of disproved that, like today.
I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, we'll find out for sure Friday.
I want to believe. I don't believe.
So wait, you need me here for Ubisoft. You don't need me here for Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, well, wait a minute.
How do you feel about Tiny Tina's Wonderland?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So your thoughts?
Hey, I'm just gonna shit right here because
you're trapped in the middle. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, there was a Borderlands 2 DLC. I think it's supposed to be in a similar vein. It was called Tiny Tina's. I think it was the Assault on Dragon Keep, and it was basically like they tried to make it difficult, like a Souls game. You had Tiny Tina narrating it like it was a D&D game. It was really off the wall and interesting. I'm kind of hoping this one's maybe not as difficult. Because at least in the DLC, you had all your loadouts and weapons from the main campaign that you built up.
Oh, okay.
Whereas I get, this you're going to be going and starting from scratch. So if it does get that difficult, hopefully it's a gradual ramp up and not, hey, we're throwing you into the shitstorm. Here you go. That's really my only concern about it. But I'm looking forward to it. Tiny Tina is kind of a divisive character. Either you love her or you hate her, from what I can gather.
Is she? I've never had any experience with her. Is she just considered like an annoyance type of thing?
I can see how she could be annoying, but she's like a teenage character, and she's like really high energy, and she talks in slang.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, ultimately, like you're excited. From what you heard, like how the game is different.
Unless something horrible comes out between now and launch, I'll probably be getting it when it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So Kojima, one more thing, was teasing us with some Death Stranding, but he was in a box, a cardboard
orange box. Don't forget. It's very important.
So it was very Metal Gear feeling, which makes me
and like the enemies were like skulking around, like the thing.
I was what are you doing, Kojima?
I honestly feel like this is gonna be one of those things where they do add like some. I mean, the game. There was a bunch of that game. Like when I played Death Stranding,
I think they said they've already shown they added like stealth kills.
That was kind of like the hint at that, like during that trailer. It was basically
when I played the game.
Yeah,
but are you gonna play it all over again?
No, God, no. I trade that game because it's like I will never play this game again.
It's a different game. This is the enhanced edition.
Director's cut.
I disagree. But I honestly like even when I played that game, there was a bunch of outposts and like people you could deliver things to. I just didn't do because I like by the time like I was like 3/4 of the way through, I was worried about building the road. And when I was done building the road, I was like, I'm going to finish the story. So I didn't need to even interact with those other people.
Sure.
And honestly, what it feels like to me, if I were to put money on what this is going to be, they're going to add some more stuff to the main game because the director's cut. You got to add something to the game.
Right.
Probably have more people you can deliver shit to.
Right.
Another chapter to the game that really isn't essential to.
Right. And I don't see how they can add new zones because like those zones are very important in terms of just like how you're going across the country. I don't see how they would add new chapters for the same exact reason. Like everything, as crazy as the story was, like it did kind of like tie and make sense. And I mean, if you make a director's cut and go off,
Kojima never makes sense.
It made some sense. Some sense.
Okay, that's more realistic.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, there's some different things they can do, like follow a different character for a while, or you don't play just the same bridges. I mean, there's a million different things they can do. But what I can see is just like I bet there's more people you can deliver to in those different sections that are already there.
Yeah.
Which would give you just more things that you can, more outfits, more perks to your character and things like that. And then I bet it's very similar to VR missions. Not like. PSVR missions, like VR missions from Metal Gear Solid 1, where they just have like a set parameter where you got, all right, you have this, this area where you're trying to accomplish A, B, and C in. And then it's like a time trial thing or just whatever it is. I feel that I felt that vibe from that room.
Totally.
From that, that's how I felt that was going to be. But I could be completely wrong.
So Death Stranding, Director's Cut coming to PS5. That's all we know so far.
Yep.
So it sounds like just PS5 as well for after the fact, like it's for right now at least.
Yeah.
So
and probably PC.
I'm sure, like in like 2-3 years or whatever their deal is with that. Other than that, I mean, the only other big thing I guess was
Weezer.
Weezer.
Thank God I fast forwarded. Thank God I was way behind that one. I just fast forward.
I mean, it was just Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring was finally revealed.
Yeah.
That was the other big thing coming January, supposedly.
Allegedly.
But I mean, there was a lot going on during that stuff, and like I said, right now, like I don't have the rundown. There was some other cool stuff, but like those were like really like the big.
Yeah,
big
and they had
things.
like the I don't call it diversion, but that's not it. The new studio from the old Call of Duty guys.
Oh yeah, God, what was the name of it? I forget. But they're just basically just bragging.
Like Derivative or something like that.
Yeah, Sony.
And then they're partnering with Sony.
Sony, and Sony's giving them a ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you guys aren't like Souls players, but how do you guys feel about Elden Ring?
It looked cool. I mean,
it looks nice. I'm not gonna play it.
It looks like the Bloodborne 2 that I've been wanting. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it felt just like Bloodborne.
Yeah, no, it looks
the vibe of
good.
it.
Didn't George Railroad Martin come out and say that it's a sequel to Demon Souls or something?
I don't know.
I don't know how much to believe him. I mean,
he's just collecting a check.
Yeah.
his name is just stamped on there.
Yeah,
How much work do you want me to do? None. Perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wouldn't.
It looks too. I mean, I'm a little weary on how like an open world Souls game works.
Yeah, it
but
can be interesting.
it looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and they even said like in the, I guess there was an article after the fact too that it's still very Souls like, but it is going to be easier.
I think you have with an open world thing. It almost has to be because it's not.
Yeah.
Part of the beauty of Souls games is the craftsmanship in terms of just like where the enemies are, how the levels are laid out,
right.
and like the combination of like risk and reward of going through those areas with those enemies.
Yep.
So like it is damn near impossible to do that in an open world game because I can just go left when I need to be going right. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know how they would craft that to a point where just like you're squeaking by to get to that next lantern or fire, campfire or whatever. I just don't know how they would do that in an open world. So like that's like the thing was like that would make sense if it's a little bit easier just to kind of curve that like. I don't know. I mean, this could be one of those things too. Where like I also can foresee this being one of those things where I can go right to the final boss within the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, right,
because,
exactly.
You know what I
Yep,
mean? I can feel that be one of those things too because that's how those games are. They're like they want to kick you in the dick and then send you on your way, and then kick you on your dick again and send you on your way again until you like start understanding. Okay, I need to reset and figure out what I'm supposed to do in this world.
Yep. So. All right, let's kick this off.
Yes.
Here we go.
Where are we going first?
So we're going to Ubisoft. We're going to go in order of conferences. So this was on Saturday. So Art, get ready. Here we go. We kick things off with the new reveal of Rainbow Six Extraction, formerly known as Quarantine, coming September 16th.
Quarantine's a bad word. We can't say it anymore.
Yeah.
Extraction's fine.
Yeah. But it's coming September 16th. They showed off a little bit of gameplay. It's very PvE. How do you feel, Art?
I feel like it would have been perfectly fine as a add-on game mode for $20.
So didn't they have add-on game modes that were similar to this before
This
at some
is
point?
based off of a seasonal game mode they have.
Okay.
So what they do is every season, like for a week or 2 weeks or something, they'll put out like some kind of unique game mode. And this is based on one they had called Outbreak. And people liked that idea, so they took it and they ran with it and decided to make a whole standalone game out of it. Which, I mean, whatever. I don't think it needed to be a standalone game. I think making it a $30 add-on would have been perfectly fine.
Especially because you have the operatives from Rainbow Six Siege in there.
Yeah,
right.
It's the same operators. They have the same skills. It seems like.
They have a few twists on some of them, didn't they? Or am I just? You're the expert on this. I might be talking on my ass.
But they made it sound like there's kind of like an RPG progression. Like you have to play as a certain operator to level up their skills and get that different weapons or gadgets or whatever the hell for them. But then if you get killed as that operator, they're gone for you. They're locked up and you have to go rescue them to use them again. Which is, I think that's probably the most interesting part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And I think they said it's basically there is an end to each level, but then the further you play into it, you know, the better your rewards are, or the better XP, whatever it is that you get. And along the way, there are, you know, safe rooms, I think they called them, where you can basically like quit out if you want. Like, I'm good, extract me. I don't want to push any further. I mean, some of the premises seem interesting, but that's not something I'm paying $60 or $70 for.
Yeah, it was like one of those things. Like, yeah, this kind of looks cool, but it was just like the same thing. Like, I'm not playing the game with randos for damn sure.
Right.
Well, right.
So,
yep.
And that's the other thing. Like I mentioned earlier, like there's this, there's Back for Blood, there's Redfall. And maybe there's one or two more games like this. Like this is the new battle royale. It seems like, and out of all the ones they showed, Back for Blood's the one that has my attention. Maybe if this came out and none of those other games existed, I'd be like, oh, maybe a horde mode,
sure.
You know, fighting zombies, whatever the hell they're supposed to be, infected
freakers. They're called freakers.
This is not Days Gone. Maybe it'd be more interesting, but like it seems like there's going to be a ton of these games. Not a ton, but I mean, relatively 4 is a ton.
Well, he went from like none.
Yeah.
They had none, then Evolve, and then none.
Evolve kind of poisoned the well for everyone. Evolve was the Google Stadia of.
Ouch.
PvE.
Yeah. I stand by
that wasn't even PvE though. That was the.
It was
unbalanced PvP or whatever.
Oh
yeah,
right.
It was oh my god, I'm so tired. I can't even think. Yeah, but there's what do they call that? Not asynchronous. Uneven. Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it needed to be a standalone game. I mean, maybe this will have the same arc as Siege, and you know, it looks like nothing now. And 5 years from now, it's going to be something that people just keep playing, and I'll be wrong. And if so, that's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's one of those things where, I mean, Siege is a service.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
So like, why not pay like $25 and have access to this game and have one launcher,
right,
like how Call of Duty does? Like I can have one launcher and I can play Cold War, Warzone, and the last one, whatever the last one was called.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I can play Modern Warfare all from the same launcher. If I have everything installed, I can play all from the same thing.
And that's the thing, like, part of like that aspect of it that kind of rubs me the wrong way with this is like, you have Rainbow Six Siege. My soapbox now, so watch out. You have Rainbow Six Siege, been out for 6 years. The engine's way outdated. They're patching shit and like breaking other shit constantly because it's such an old engine, and they probably should have put out a Siege 2 by now, but they haven't want to do that because they don't want to fracture the player base.
Sure.
But you're going to put out this other game that undoubtedly your target audience is those Rainbow Six Siege players, so you're going to fracture your player base.
Yep.
Well, for like a couple weeks at least.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I mean, whatever. They've proven everyone wrong with the initial impressions on Siege, so maybe they'll do the same thing here. But like I said, I'm not paying $60 or $70 for this game.
Well, it wasn't the initial like. I remember the very first time they showed Siege was at an Ubisoft E3.
Patriot. Yeah.
It was called Patriot. It was like, holy shit, this looks fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and then it came out.
And the game that came out was nothing like that.
Yeah, I was just like, this is not what we wanted. And then
they
just stuck with it and build and more people and fan feedback and changing and tweaking and more people and more people and more people and more operatives and it just felt like it became like a thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they can do that again. I mean, again, For Honor's been going on for like 6 years now too, or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personal opinion, they need to kind of rebuild the game from the ground up and just, if you don't want to fracture your player base or lose anyone, just make it a free upgrade to everyone who already has Rainbow Six Siege.
Right.
With the new engine, it can be the same fucking game.
There's got to be some way. There's got to be like, I think that if they put out a Siege 2 and they said anybody who has either put X amount of hours in or whatever it is, or has a certain amount of XP or whatever it is, or a certain amount of like operatives unlocked or paid for, season passes bought, like you get in. You get that in. Other people who aren't there, then you're not. I mean, then you like the most hardcore of your player base are just being satisfied.
Well, it's one of those things. Like I almost want to say like just make it a free to play game at that point because that's basically what they do now. You can get Siege every other week for like $7.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the base game, and then you can unlock operators at however.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms that. I love the game and I hate the game.
That's how I feel every time I play it too.
We'll get back into Siege in a second here. So after that, they announced Rocksmiths Plus. So this is their guitar game, but you use a legit real guitar. So there's a PC closed beta going on for this, but it is coming to consoles as well. It's a subscription service now. So they have basically all this. You had all this DLC and everything, but now it's going to be like bundled into this whole thing. You can use your phone as a microphone. So this is actually good for acoustic players and guitars players with amps. So now you don't need that extra plug to plug in. You can just use your own equipment and the and then the phone talks with the game. There's also a workshop which allows users to create their own arrangements of the songs that are in the game. So like you can't create your own, but you can do a new arrangement of a current song that's in the game.
I feel like there's like 80 people that are super stoked about this.
Rocksmith has a huge following on PC.
Really?
Huge.
Well, okay.
Because like I mean, it's been going on for a long time. Because they, I actually still have the, I have my guitar, and in the bag, I actually still have my USB cable for the Xbox version in there. Because like I was playing,
I'm sure you can plug into your PC and play.
Which I absolutely, because it's just USB. Right. I mean, yeah. So absolutely, I could. But like I said, this actually,
the U stands for universal.
I'm curious to see what the subscription service is going to be like. Price wise,
I'm not sure. The way I'm picturing it, because Rocksmith has been out for however many years, and they have DLC coming out their ass. I'm sure somewhere out there in the modding community, they have a way to just put your own like community created tracks in there. And I almost wonder if it's like this targets more of like new players coming in. Hey, come pay a subscription, you get all this stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, if I've been playing since day one, I already bought all the DLC. I may not need the subscription service.
Yeah,
right. Well, that's the thing, and like this one, like because like the Rocksmith stuff before wasn't really pushing like to learn how to play guitar, even though that kind of is what it was. This one really is pushing.
I think over time they did
it more so. Yeah, they added more stuff.
It started off as like hey, you can play Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar.
Right, exactly.
But if you don't know how to play guitar,
you can learn. I mean, Rocksmith's awesome. I mean, I'm gonna be like Rocksmith is pretty awesome. Like, so I'm actually kind of excited for this, and maybe I might jump back into it. At least for like a month.
I withdraw my statement.
Well, listen.
Well, you want to withdraw?
The nice thing about this, though, it's a subscription. It's a subscription service, so it's like one of those things where like, maybe I'll sign up for a month and let's see how this goes. Like, and check it out again.
During the Square Enix piece of this, I'm going to listen to that other episode because I don't give a fuck about anything that happened in that conference.
After that, we got a brand new trailer and more information on Riders Republic. They have announced that it's coming out September 2nd. This is going to have a very niche audience, and that audience is going to love this.
Why does Ubisoft keep trying to do these type of games?
They got to have somebody who is like
They have this one. They had Steep. I don't think Steep did very well.
And Trials, all the Trials games.
Yeah,
Trials I think was a little bit different.
But what I'm saying is that you got to have like some kind of executive who is just like an extreme sport nut. Well, like we're gonna do this.
Right.
Like it just has to be.
Yeah,
like Trials is all about like the wacky physics and creating these ridiculous. Tasks. Like Steep was like supposed to be like a legit snowboarding game, and this looks like it's kind of supposed to be in that vein. And I'm like, I don't think Steep did very well. Do you think this is going to do much better?
Yeah, this being an MMO of extreme sports, it's crazy. It's wild. I'm very curious to see how this ends up doing.
I'm all right.
Then we got into Rainbow Six Siege, June 30th, crossplay and cross progression on PC. And then it's also launching on Stadia and Luna.
I don't give a shit about PC.
Coming in 2022, the consoles will get crossplay and cross progression.
That'll be interesting. I mean, I'm glad it's just console to console. If they had console against PC, that would probably get me to stop playing the game the second that launches. Because it's not a fair fight.
No,
that would be awful.
Yeah.
And then Thunderbird is the next Defender coming?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do you have 100 yet? I think they're 100. That was their goal, right? You want to get to 100?
Their goal was 100. I think they're at about just under 60.
Dude, if I play the game right now, I probably wouldn't recognize half of them at this point.
If you played the game right now, you would probably have like 12 people unlocked.
Yep. Okay, I refuse to pay for them. I'm going to earn everyone else.
It's fine.
So after that, we got an update, even though this is what they were supposed to do during the pre-show. Updates on games that are currently out. So For Honor, as we mentioned before, is getting a new season. I don't know what they call it. It's called Mirage. Trackmania is...
For Honor is one of those that I never hear anything about until Ubisoft makes an announcement.
Right.
They must be making money on it if they're still
They
putting
have
shit
to.
out
I mean, if
for
they're
it, so-
going to keep updating, they have to have a solid fan base on
I mean,
this.
at this point, if they weren't making money, you pull the plug and you cut your losses and you walk away.
Absolutely.
But whatever.
Trackmania is getting this whole summertime themed stuff. A whole bunch of shit's being added. So you're into that. Brawlhalla, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are being added to Brawlhalla.
That look cool. I'm still not playing that game, but it look cool.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Smash Brothers ripoff, basically?
More or less. I mean, they have like all kinds of weird
Yeah.
tie-ins.
The Crew 2, it wasn't very clear, but I'm just assuming new cards.
Sure.
Safe bet.
It was,
Safe bet.
like I said, it was not very clear.
Maybe a new track. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe just different paint jobs.
Again, another game. I had no idea people are still playing Crew 2. Good for you guys. Watch Dogs Legion's Bloodline. Adrian Pierce and Wrench are returning to Watch Dogs. So if you've played the other games, you'll know who they are.
I know who Aiden Pierce is. I don't know who Wrench is.
Wrench, I'm assuming, is from the second one.
I would also assume that, but I do
Wrench
not
was,
know.
I don't think the main character.
That's the third Ratchet and Clank character.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
there we go.
Ratchet, Clank, and Wrench.
And
That was
then,
Rivet.
No, is it? Well, okay. It was Ratchet, Rivet, and Wrench. It's a different dimension we haven't seen yet.
Okay. I'm gonna take your word for it. 'cause you beat the game I have.
I beat the game, so you should. I got the platinum trophy. Don't forget. Oh, by the way, when you get there's a collectible on there that gives you like a new gun called I think called the Rhino 8. You gotta like collect all the
All parts or something.
all the spy bots to get it.
Okay.
Do that and just play around with it for a while.
nice.
It'll be worth your time.
Excellent.
All the things that I don't want to tell you what happens because it's fun. But when you get that gun, just find an open area and just shoot it over and over again, and then keep a keen eye on what's happening. Just trust me.
Nice. Then we got a trailer for Ghost Recon Breakpoint saying how amazing the game is, even though I hear it's not.
No one liked that game.
But it's also the 20th anniversary of Ghost Recon, and more to come.
Cool.
On that. Just Dance 2022 is coming, of course.
Big news on this one.
November 4th.
That's not the big news. No Wii version.
That was last year, too.
Was it?
Yeah, last year was
there's some version they called it, maybe no Wii U version.
I think there was a Wii U version last year.
Last year there was a Wii U version.
They cut out another version.
Did they cut out the Wii U one this time? I mean, that makes sense. Because the Wii one was the one. I mean, they could not have been making money off the Wii U one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
No, nobody made money off anything. Wii U.
No. A bunch of random stuff's being added is what I wrote here because that's pretty much sums that up.
Yep, that and,
there's so much.
They're doing
and then
like
the Siege of Paris expansion is coming in the summer. The Discovery Tour, like they've done for the other ones, is coming this fall. Viking Age.
I don't know if this was in the. I skimmed through a lot of Ubisoft ones, especially the stuff that were already out. But Ireland, I think it is, like their tourist department is using Valhalla as like a marketing piece of it. Like they'll show like a part of the game, and they'll show like the real life version of like that area, and it's like they'll be like on the boat in Valhalla, and then they show people like in the canoe, like in the same river.
Right.
Like it's just neat.
Well, wasn't for Origins? Weren't there like educators using the tour
yes,
version?
And that's what, and they actually like even went into that about this. Like they're again like saying educators, and they're saying or students like learning and want more in depth.
Yeah.
Like
very cool.
It's because like I went through the Origins one like a little bit, and it's so cool. It's so interesting. So I'm sure that'll be just as they put a lot of effort and like historic in there.
I use the Simpsons for education.
Yeah. And then they said that this is, I guess, the first time, which I don't believe because I thought Odyssey was 2 years as well. They said this is the first time they're going to be supporting an Assassin's Creed game into a second year. So they're also going to be supporting it throughout 2022. And they said that they basically were starting showed a tiny glimpse and hint towards like another expansion coming.
Maybe. That may be some semantics bullshit too. Where like it came out very late in 2020.
I'll say.
Well, that's true.
Is it like 2 years? Like they're doing it past 365 days or 2 calendar?
That's what I'm saying. I think it might be something. I think it might be. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I can't even finish. I can't even finish the main game.
But that basically tells you that do not expect an Assassin's Creed coming because.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Because they're supporting it
after Origins.
It's been every 2 years. It's been every 2 years. Yeah. So it makes me actually this one makes me wonder if it's gonna be the next one's gonna be like 3 years.
Which makes sense because these worlds they're building are massive, like ridiculously massive.
And Valhalla is smaller than Odyssey was, and I'm still just like, there's just so much to do.
There's so much. I know, which is probably why I never did Odyssey.
I played the game for like 23 hours, and
and you were like 18% through the game.
There's regions in the main world I'm in right now. I'm gonna get slaughtered if I go over there because I need to be level like 240. And it was like, if I take the wrong turn down a river, I'm fucked.
Right. So after that, we got into some TV stuff about the Mixit Quest, the Werewolf Within being a movie. We got a new trailer for Far Cry 6 after that.
Okay.
And then they reveal that the season pass is going to include Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which is cool.
Was it in this, or was it somewhere else that they announced that the season pass also include the game mode where you can play as the previous villains?
This one
as well. They did hint towards that. Yeah,
I'm really interested in that because I want to know, like, are they building out like small campaigns around playing as the villain, or is it like you can be the villain in a map that somebody else made?
It almost felt like it was like a fever dream where you're playing as one of the villains.
I would honestly, I would love it if that's what they did. If they had like unique campaigns for each one of these previous villains, and Far Cry 6, when the story ends, that's it. That's the whole story.
Right. Right.
And, maybe next year they put out some, their New Dawn-ish.
Well, right, exactly, yeah.
What I was hoping that they were going to do, what I think would have been a cool idea, is to take all those villains, rewind 1 year from when that game started, and then you play as that villain, as like his rise to the beginning of the game where you took him down.
And that's the thing, like, I think that's super interesting, because the most interesting part of those games is always that main villain.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
These over-the-top villains that have just ridiculous personalities, that's always the part that you remember walking away from that. So it could be really interesting. It could be nothing to write home about.
I don't know what... It was hard to judge what was going on. It seemed very mystical. It seemed like they might be talking to each other. It might be like an afterworld type of a thing. I don't know.
I would prefer, whatever, just do a little standalone mini-campaign with all of them, and I think like what you described, like their rise to power would be a great story for that.
Yeah. So after that, we got a trailer announcing Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope coming in 2022. Yeah. No surprise there. The first one did very, very well.
Mm-hmm. First one was also one of the first Switch games out.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then to close things off, we finally got the reveal of the game they've been talking about forever. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora coming in 2022 for PS5, Xbox Series XS, PC, Stadia, and Luna.
I feel the same way about that I do about the however many movies they're making. Meh.
I mean, I liked the first movie when I saw it.
The first movie was really good. It's been, 15 years?
And like, honestly, still to this day, that's one of my favorite, like, theater experiences, like, was, going to see the thing in the theater with the 3D, because the 3D was, A, done very well, and B, wasn't just, like, a gimmick. Like, it felt like, it was, like, a thing. But, like, I mean, I don't, if I never got another Avatar story in my life, I'd be fine.
Yeah. Right. No. The game, it looked pretty, but it was all cutscenes. We still didn't see, they've been working on this forever, and we didn't see anything.
I got halfway through the video they showed. Did anyone speak in that video?
No, it was just music.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was just music.
Showing blue people and music.
Pretty much.
Animals. Weird animals.
So that was Ubisoft on Saturday.
Yep. That's Ubisoft always with E3. Is just like, something else kind of good. Some stuff we don't care about. Some weird thing.
And we're going to make this longer than we need to for no reason.
Per usual.
Hear about all our Ubisoft originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still excited for Far Cry. Beyond that,
there's nothing they could have shown here that could have changed my mind on Far Cry. Mainly because I already have it pre-ordered.
I think we're at that point with that game anyways. Like, you don't need to show anything else. It's Far Cry. Mm-hmm. Like,
I've loved the past 3. Wait, 3?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 3, 4, 5.
I didn't play 3, so 4.
So 4, 5, and New Dawn. Yeah.
So somewhere in there. I've loved the past 2 I've played.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to Sunday.
Sunday.
That's right. Which kicked off with the Xbox Bethesda.
Ooh-wee.
Here we go. So, kick things off with Starfield.
I thought it was very, very cool to start with Bethesda for Xbox.
Right away.
I thought that was a very cool thing.
Yep. Give them, like, hey, we know you guys are awesome. We want to show you Case 2.
Yeah.
And they showcased them. the way they intertwined them in here was very well done throughout.
Was it not only they started with Bethesda? They started with Todd Howard talking.
Yes. Right, exactly, right away. It wasn't even Phil.
It wasn't Phil introducing Todd Howard. It was just cut into the conference. There's Todd Howard talking.
Yep.
It was It felt like that was a vision for what they want to do going forward. Where Bethesda is
part of Xbox,
and Microsoft is one entity going forward together, which is exactly what this felt like.
Which is owned by Xbox. It's Bethesda's part of Xbox.
Yep. Which is genius.
And their big names are still big names.
Absolutely. So we got our first actual in-engine trailer for it. It was revealed. It is coming 11/11/2022. They hesitated on that 22 for a little while. I thought I had it. I really thought I had it. But they did confirm it is an Xbox exclusive and PC, and will be on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, again, if I spend $4 billion on let's say about it again, if I bought a brand new, really super high end, if I bought $1 million car, you can be in the passenger seat while I drive it, but you're not driving that car. So that's how all these. That's exactly what Microsoft is treating this Bethesda acquisition as.
As they should.
Why would they not?
As they should.
Why would they not? No, 100%.
By the way, it was $7.5 billion, not $4 billion.
Whatever.
Big difference.
Just a little bit. It's a few numbers.
I'll take either.
How about this? I'll take the difference between the 4 and the 3.5.
All right, fair enough.
So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, Starfield looked very cool. We still don't get a lot of, we don't get a lot of what it is yet.
Nope.
But it looked cool. I like the vibe. I like the, it feels like Fallout in space.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, yeah, I would say it looked good. At this point, I'm not sure Bethesda, their RPGs are for me. Like the past couple of Fallouts I played, I get halfway through them, I get to the point where you turn from that initial objective into whatever the ultimate objective is, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I found dead. What are the odds you're looking for dead in this game?
What are you doing in Starfield?
Looking for
Good
dead.
question.
I bet you're trying to find a lost ship, or you heard a beacon in space, because that's what all these space operas are about.
And you get there, and it's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He's your father.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll play it.
Super original.
I would say, because it's on Game Pass, I'll probably download it and fire
hell
it up
yeah,
for a couple hours.
100%.
I don't know that I'll stick through it through that first half of the game like I have with Fallout.
Sure.
Sci-fi is really not my genre, but
I'm
how do
hit or
you
miss
not
when it
check it
comes
out
to
if you
that.
have Game Pass?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
100%. And honestly, I feel the same way about space stuff too. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't capture my imagination like it does for a lot of different people. But again, I mean, it's a huge game and it's on Game Pass, so
Right.
Yep.
why not?
We need those T-shirts printed out.
Dude,
We really do.
We're gonna be saying that a lot as we go through this conference.
Well, yeah. Well, I think.
How much do those custom Xbox controllers cost? I'm gonna order one in the Xbox Green and have Game Pass. Why not print it at the bottom?
Nice.
You should. That's awesome. So after that, we got a new trailer that I really enjoyed actually for Stalker 2.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it because it was shown 9 different times and all. I saw that
throughout all their
it just
stuff.
kept
Yeah.
showing
Oh,
up
yeah, I
in all
know.
these different
I know.
conferences.
Heart of Shinobi. It's been delayed, but that's okay. Coming April 28th, 2022. But yeah, it looks really cool. It looks like a lot of fun. Again, Game Pass day one.
Mm-hmm.
Back for Blood. We got a new trailer for that. It is coming October 12th. And surprise, it is going to be on Game Pass day one.
Well,
hell yeah.
I was going to buy that game anyway.
Yeah. Did they announce crossplay for that?
Ooh.
I don't know.
yet.
Well,
That could be a
I'll be
problem.
playing on Xbox. 'Cause
I feel like that was going to be cross-play. I just
if anything, I'm sure they're working on it. It might not be ready
Depends
to
on how
launch.
much money Sony
but-
wants for their fucking crossplay.
That's also
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So after that, we got a trailer that didn't show anything, but it's for a game called Contraband coming from Avalanche Studios, though. So that's kind of exciting. Kind of had an Uncharted vibe to it.
Uncharted co-op-y, everyone together to do a heist type of a thing.
Yep.
Which could be fun. But
Yep.
again, we didn't see a ton of what it was. But it being from Avalanche and the vibe felt good. So we'll see.
We'll see. So after that, we dove into Sea of Thieves. They have the new season has started now, but they announced the new season. It is called A Pirate's Life and it is based off Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. So I jumped into this last night with Foose and his daughter.
How
actually,
many times have you played?
This is my second time.
Okay, that's what I thought.
My first time was launch.
Yeah, you streamed it and I watched
yes,
it.
Yeah. Oh, when I finally logged in after like an hour of trying to log in, that was a disaster on launch day. Well, that was like one of the first like big Game Pass games.
It was one of the few exclusives.
I think it was one of the very first ones. Yeah, that came out like day one. So I dove into this. So we finished the first mission last night. I think there's 5 total.
Did you kill Johnny Depp yet?
No, we just released him. We just got him.
Didn't have
oh my god, it's cool. It's really
everyone
cool.
Everyone who like gives it time of day is fine. Like they see, they say it's fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's cool because it's like also like in terms of like the pirate stuff. Like it's a lot of communication with your teammates and everything of what to do and everything like that. But I don't want to say it because because like when we figured out what was going on in this first episode. Like me and Foos had like we both had like a kind of moment, like, which was awesome. And I legit got goosebumps. So it was very, very cool. So I'm super pumped to get back into that with them and get through the rest of this. But that first episode was awesome. The first mission was awesome. Then after that, we got a trailer for Yakuza Like a Dragon because it is now on Game Pass.
Very cool. Go play that game.
Do it.
I downloaded it. I'm not sure if I'll ever play it. But I downloaded it.
Do it.
I've never played it in the enhanced mode.
Well, they
would let you transfer your goddamn save over on PlayStation.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
And, well, the fun part of that too is you can also play that on the cloud and with touch controls.
That's great. They did a bunch of new touch control things.
It's turn-based, so touch controls.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's actually perfect for something like that.
I played that game a ton through remote play on a tablet, and it worked fantastically. Yeah. Again, I mean, there's some timing things in there, but it's not like unforgiving. Right. So like the timing is all good. I don't think they talked about it in the conference. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it at all. But xCloud also just switched all their servers over to Series X blades. Yeah. And like I have already noticed, like I haven't really dabbled in it a ton, but like the new stuff definitely loads up quicker, and it looks really good on my phone. Yeah. So I mean, at some point I need to find a game
a little more. Yeah,
I need to find a game that's like not super. I can kind of just like play passively because that's how I usually do that.
And try walking simulators.
Mm-hmm. If I want to have them played.
There you go.
And do you have any full motion videos on that thing?
No, even they have standards.
They really don't have any on there actually.
After that, we got another trailer for Battlefield 2042. It is coming October 22nd. No Game Pass.
No single player campaign.
No single player. All multiplayer. They went backwards.
If that one, honestly, God, like I'm probably not gonna play that game.
What's that?
I'm probably not gonna play that game. I don't think.
Well,
there's plenty of other multiplayer games coming out in that time frame. I'm much more excited about.
Yeah.
And like,
I pre-ordered on PlayStation, but that was mainly because I had a pricing error on it.
Nice.
Good for you.
It was listed for $60, plus I have EA Play on there, so there was that discount. So
there you go.
It for like $53.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
Well, when they eventually
I can always cancel the pre-order if I want to.
Well, yeah.
But like the whole like, I mean, having 120 people on screen is super cool. But like, having a tornado is coming. I got enough of that in real life. I don't need that.
Tell me about it. You say you probably won't play that game, but typically EA Play gives you a 10-hour free play of new games.
Oh, that's true.
And I thought they said on Game Pass that would be accessible like with the early pre-order window. So like a week before the game comes out, you can just play the 10 hours of demo play where you're actually playing the game, but you have a timer.
Right. And I mean, eventually this will be added to EA Play. So,
right.
True.
So eventually you will be able
to. They'll add it to EA Play and it'll be on Game Pass, but by then they'll have like 6 DLCs they have to buy if you want to play it. So.
Well, true.
So, sidetrack, but the reason I bring the whole DLC thing up is like, I guess I said like since the announcement of that, the player count in Battlefield 4 has been going up because now people are playing that again with the announcement of a new one.
That's how Vegas playing that today.
Yeah.
So I went to go. I owned that game when it came out, so I downloaded it. And I went to go play it, and I can't play it because I'm missing 5 DLC packs, and they're all like $15 each. And I'm like, I'm not paying $75 to play a 4-year-old game.
That's crazy. Oh, Battlefield. Just give me a new bad company.
I don't know, man.
I would love it. And That's what I'm kind of hoping out of them saying there's no single player is that like
they're focusing on something bigger.
They'll do a standalone single player Bad Company game.
Because that's what Bad Company was pretty much. I mean, there was a multiplayer mode, but no one played it. Everyone played the
mainline.
Yeah.
I almost hope that they. I mean, they used to have 2142, which is like far to the future type of thing. I don't know if you're gonna do like non-story mode and like just kind of go like crazy with it. I don't know. Let's go crazy with it.
Right. Like the point with this one was they did the midpoint. So they had 2142.
Right.
They had 1942.
Yep.
So now they're doing the midpoint where they're slightly into the future, and like I think part of it is this way people because everyone gets upset about everything recently.
Yeah.
This isn't based on any historical wars where people actually died.
Right.
It's based on a war that we're going to have in like 10 years with Russia where people are really going to die.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
So after that, we got yet another new trailer for 12 minutes, but we finally have a date, August 19th.
Oh my god,
and it is coming to Game Pass, Game 1.
So excited for that game. I've been eyeballing that thing for years. And it's going to be on Game Pass.
When it comes on Game Pass, are you going to go buy it then too?
No. What am I, an idiot?
This game you've wanted for years, you're not going to support the people that made it?
We'll see. I have done stuff like that.
Did you go out and pre-order Doki Doki Literature Club?
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh.
Because, dude, I have been doing shit for weeks.
You have a phone?
I know. But I already played that game, too.
Yeah? Don't they deserve your money? It was free.
New stuff, and I'm ready to earn trophies.
Okay, no, it was free. I have supported games I've gotten for free. Like I've bought but this is like but I did that with Apex, which was EA, so they probably didn't need my money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doki Doki's like 3 guys.
I know.
And honestly, the physical edition is $30. Like it's cheap.
Right. That's like I told Stick. I'm like, I think I told both of you guys in the text message. If I never play this game, they deserve my money.
Yeah,
that's true too. Yeah. I've done that in the past. I bought Inside like 3 times. All right.
You only had to do it once, man.
I know.
So after that, we finally got a new trailer and an update on Psychonauts 2. It is coming August 25th. Obviously, day 1 on Game Pass.
Yep.
It was very colorful and it looked wacky. Exactly what I want. So after that, we got some Bethesda updates. So there are 30 Bethesda update games on Game Pass. They added a whole bunch. I don't have the exact list here, but they basically like the big ones. They added Wolfenstein 2, The Evil Within 2.
I don't care about that. Wolfenstein 2. That's where it's at.
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
Well, if we went back if we did like a retroactive, like, hey, we're looking back on this year, would Wolfenstein 2 be the game of the year for that year for us?
Well, it would have been because he never played it at the time.
And I said it would have been. Yeah. Yep.
What
and honestly,
game of the year they added for us?
What was that?
That
was Mario Odyssey.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
Or was that God of War?
Horizon wasn't Horizon. Horizon was Mario Odyssey.
Oh, that's right. That was the
Horizon.
No, I don't think God of War because I don't think it was. I don't know.
Right,
maybe it was God of War. I don't know. You'll have to look back.
Wolfenstein 2.
Let's see here. On June 29th, Doom Eternal is finally getting the Series X update. I've been waiting for that.
Okay, so Wolfenstein 2 came out in October 27th, 2017. So
God of War 2018?
Huh?
Didn't God of War come out in 2018?
It did.
So what was 2017 then? What was the year before that?
Okay, so it was Ratchet and Clank.
4 years ago.
Then it was Odyssey.
It was Odyssey, yeah.
It was Odyssey.
Because Ratchet and Clank was 2016.
Yeah.
When did Mario Odyssey come out? Hold on.
That's right.
Mario Odyssey. No, not Odyssey Moons. There we go. Oops. Sorry.
God, yeah, do a full search.
Yeah. October 27, 2017.
Yep, there it is. So that was that year. Yep.
Wait, did they come on the same? Did I just say the same dates?
Yeah. Right? Or pretty close, actually.
This is riveting radio, by
I
the way.
know. Yeah, they came out the same day.
Yeah.
October 27th.
Awesome. Just like that, look at this. Here we go. And then Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing came out the same day in 2020.
I feel like something else came out that day too, and Wolfenstein got buried. It was Mario something else.
Yeah, Mario came out.
Tomb Raider.
Was it?
Wasn't it? Wasn't it
there was
one of the Tomb
one
Raider games?
hold on. You keep going.
Yeah,
don't
okay.
just stare at me while
So June 29th, Doom Eternal's finally getting the Series X update, which is what I've been waiting for to jump back into that. Super pumped for that. Adding ray tracing and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, some of this stuff I can't help but wonder. Like
it was Assassin's Creed Origins. Origins, Mario, and Wolfenstein all came out the same exact same day.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a
big day.
It was.
I feel like some of this Bethesda stuff. It feels like they held it back for this.
I feel like that too. Yeah. That Series X update should have been out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I played that for an hour on xCloud, and I said I actively hated it because I played it the worst way possible. Maybe that's the game I try out on the new one.
Doom is not a.
No,
I would not play that on cloud. You need to move.
You need smooth and fast.
It was neither of those.
Yeah,
things.
juke and jive.
Yeah,
I was juking, but
you were trying to juke, but were you actually juking?
I was I pressed a button to juke, and then I would ultimately juke eventually.
Nah, cloud gaming is great. There's no input lag.
That's right.
But I got new servers. I got to try it out.
That's right. So after that, we got, I guess people are still playing Fallout 76 updates. Steel Rain is coming July 7th. Expositions, The Pit, Pittsburgh, is coming in 2022.
That's a Fallout 3 throwback.
Yes, it is.
Then after that, Elder Scrolls Online is getting a console Series X enhancement on June 15th, so it's available now. So that was the end of the little Bethesda there. Then we got a trailer for a game called Party Animals coming in 2022. Coming to Game Pass day one. It's basically Gang Beasts, but with crazy animals.
And somehow not. I thought it was like the new game from the guys who made Gang Beasts. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
but apparently it's not.
Nope.
They can get sued.
How are you like if you're the team that made Gang Beasts? You look at this, you're like. Are we releasing the DLC?
Well, they have like that. There's Gang Beast, and then they also but it's like a fighting game too. Like it feels just like they also have Human Fall Flat that has the same jelly motion, but it's like a platform. It's a different game. Like this is the same game.
Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't get sued.
Yeah. So after that, Hades is finally coming to Xbox August 13th. Gonna be on Game Pass.
Already pre-downloaded.
Very
it.
nice.
I pre-downloaded that, and they gave me a chance to like download
everything.
Back for Blood. I was just like that, and it was like 700 kilobytes. Like this is bullshit.
It's not. Well, what it is because I did the same thing for Psychonauts 2 and Horizon. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But for something else, and that's the thing. It's cheap. It's low, but at least what it does then is when it's ready, it automatically just updates.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it does. It puts a file in your system, so it's like this is version 0.00001.
Yep.
And then when the actual game's ready, it's like here's the update to version 1.
Yep. Because that's what happened with Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. I preloaded that like a month ago, and then it had a giant update like 2 days before it actually came out.
They did the same thing with MLB The Show.
Yep.
I remember doing that, but I was like monitoring
it. It was like 128 megabytes, and I'm like,
okay.
That's not right.
And then,
that's the logo.
I was saying, then the day of was 80
And that's when I got my data cap notification from Comcast.
Dude, so real quick, sidebar. For my PlayStation 5, like 20% of the time, like when I turn it on, it won't like automatically connect to Wi-Fi. Like I got to go in and like test connection and connect it. But the way when they do a test connection and they send and retrieve a download and upload speed. Mm-hmm. Know how much they send over? Half a gigabyte.
What?
They send half a gigabyte over your. I mean, I have unlimited data, thank God. But like, can you imagine? Like every time I had like turn my PlayStation 5, like I had to like send like a gigabyte.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good at all.
No, that's crazy.
Why do you need that much? Why do you need? You can figure that out if you do like 10 megabytes. You can find out how fast my thing is.
I mean, back in the day, a large test used to be 100 megs. That was a large like file size test for a speed test.
Yeah, I just happened to come across it like a couple days ago, and I was trying to hook into the internet. I was like, what the half a gigabyte? That's insanity.
Yeah, that's crazy. So after that, we got a very, very cool trailer for a game called Somerville.
Yes.
Coming in 2022, day one with Game Pass.
Yeah, so that was on, I forget what show, some IGN preview thing about a month ago. And the developer was kind of walking through the very first moments of that game. And he said, like, it's literally one of those things where, like, all right, he was like you got to talk to your family members before you go down to the sinkhole. And depending on if you're, like, cool or depending on if you're like dismissive of your wife being like worried about you, is going to make, ramifications on decisions going forward, how she's going to like interact with you. Like, it seems like one of those things where like the premise of the game is that every interaction has meaning to it, and is going to affect everything going forward. But also feels kind of like supernatural, I think, is the vibe they're going for. That's a Mike game if I've ever seen one. So I'm in on that.
Yeah, it looks wild. After that, we got a Halo Infinite update. The multiplayer is going to be free to play, and the multiplayer and the campaign are going to be available this holiday. It looked a lot better. A lot better.
I would hope so.
It looked. I mean, Halo's always been a hit or miss for me, kind of thing.
They've mothballed that thing for what, 10 months?
Yeah,
it was supposed to come out at the launch of the system, so it's going to be a full year.
So it's a full year basically
but
later.
It was like the last time they showed that, wasn't it like last August?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When everyone was up in arms, like, this looks like shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no, what they showed off for campaign wise and everything looked amazing. And multiplayer looked a lot of fun.
I've never connected with Halo. I've tried multiple times. I played 3 kind of blind and it never connected. I played all the way through 1. I was like, this is fine. I played a little bit into 2, and I never connected with it. So like I know like that's like it's almost a time and place thing where I didn't have an original Xbox, so I never got into the whole like multiplayer, zeitgeist of the Xbox Live when it first came out, and Halo multiplayer being just the biggest thing in the world. And like, if you're not into that, the story doesn't grab me. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, but it's on Game Pass, so
Yeah, we'll see.
Who knows?
I can't even say why not to that one, because that falls into my like, I'm not in the whole space thing.
I think that's exactly.
I'm not in the space thing. I've never been caught up in the hype of the game. Personally, I think because with my experience with it, I think it's way overhyped. But people are entitled to like whatever the hell they like. So, yeah, I mean, I can't even say I'll like download that and try it. I had Master Chief Collection. I tried 1 for a while, and just,
One's a little rough now. Because even when I was going back through the Master Chief Collection, I was struggling a bit with 1, but then I was like, maybe I should just dive into 2. I dove into 2. I was like, oh yeah, like I feel this feels better. Like, because Halo 2 is just awesome. Like, it's so good. Okay, after that, we got a trailer for Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming September 23rd. Don't talk to me for a week.
Got you. I'll put it on my calendar.
We need to schedule this around there. But seriously, though, Diablo 2...
We'll record the podcast and you can stream that at the same time.
Fair enough.
Multitask.
Fair enough. But no, Diablo 2 is just amazing, and I know the amount of hours I'm going to put in that is just going to be something stupid. So then after that, we got a trailer that was absolutely gorgeous, and it turns out it is the Plague Tale Requiem coming in 2022. Day 1 Game Pass.
Yeah, man. Super excited for that. Like we just talked about Innocent, Plague Tale 1 Innocence a little bit ago. I wasn't over the moon like a lot of people were for that game, but I did really, really like it still. I'm interested to see how they're going to continue that story from how it left off, and just what other messed up nonsense they're gonna make me do in that game. So I'm super excited for that. And again, it's on Game Pass, man. That's game number 3. I'm like, awesome. Game Pass is just these 3 games alone has paid for a full year of Game Pass easy.
100%, absolutely. Then we got a new trailer, or I don't know, new, but another trailer for Far Cry 6.
Yep.
October 7th. Then we got a trailer for Slime Rancher 2, which was funny because like 2 seconds into that trailer, I'm like, oh, is this Slime Rancher? I'm like, I don't know why, but like I never played the first one, but for some reason, like I'm like right away, I'm like, this feels like Slime Rancher.
Well, that would always
that looks like slime, and it might be a ranch.
Yeah.
I feel like Slime Rancher always gets put in front of my face. In terms of it's like that, like when they show like, oh, we got 80 games on sale, like that one's always on there, or just
100%.
I just feel like that one always just kind of comes across my bow, and for some reason,
I always hear amazing things about it.
People love it.
Yeah. So Slime Rancher 2 coming in 2022, Day 1 Game Pass. Mm-hmm. Then we got a trailer for a game called Shredders. This looks like it's a snowboarding game. Coming December 2021, Game Pass.
Yep.
I will definitely be checking that out on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's supposed to be it seems to be like an ultra realistic version of snowboarding.
Oh.
Yeah, I also felt like it was like I was watching like are they supposed to turn that slow? But I don't know. Yeah, more snowboarding.
Yep. Then we got a trailer. Bonker.
I like my snowboarding from EA Big with Run DMC in the soundtrack.
Yeah, we just need a remastered SSX Tricky. That's for sure.
EA's press conference is coming up in like a month or something, so we might.
They said they're reviving an old franchise. Everyone thinks it's Dead Space.
Listen,
but
I will not trade Dead Space for anything from EA Big. I will not. I will.
100%.
I will pick Dead Space over anything.
100%.
But you might be right.
Give me some NBA Street.
Oh my God, I need the amount of hours I've put into all the NBA Street games too.
Yeah, they were all
Jesus.
No one's doing that stuff. We talked about this before, but like no one's doing those things right now.
No. And then I keep getting, I don't know why, but I keep getting random pages showing up on my Facebook, and they keep showing video of Slugfest, like MLB Slugfest. The Bigs. The Bigs was oh my God, the amount of hours I put in the Bigs was ridiculous.
I'll take a new Def Jam Vendetta.
Ooh, yeah.
Come on, let's go. Come on, studios. Like you guys are struggling. Like,
doesn't have to be Def Jam. Just give me a game with that goddamn engine.
That engine was awesome.
I just feel like I don't know. EA's been doing like the slow climb uphill. I think in terms of just like.
But every time they sometimes they grab and they slip a little.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, they're not. They're not like But I also don't think that like they're the evil conglomerate that everyone thought they were a few years ago. CD Projekt Red is taking care of that right now for them.
They're still the evil conglomerate.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying that they're
just putting better makeup on.
I'm just but I'm saying like they got Apex was free. That was a big hit. The last couple of Star Wars games were good.
They're Sideshow Bob.
Oh, they are Sideshow Bob. They're gonna run for mayor next, and they're gonna win. But I
think they tried that with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Shit. Well, they got caught. And Bart Lisa came around, but now they're gonna try to build a dam with their brother, and that's gonna be EA Big. EA Big is their brother.
Cousin Merle, really.
Cover all that don't quite cover all.
So after that, we got a trailer for a batshit crazy game called Atomic Heart. Wild. Coming to Game Pass. I'm all about that for Game Pass.
Oh, dude. Okay, so Atomic Heart. Do you remember that game got showed on IGN like 3 years ago, and I remember tweeting at them being like, with the Dave Chappelle, like, yeah, you got any more of that Atomic Heart video? Because it was like, this looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it continues to look cool.
It still looks cool as shit.
And I feel like that was one of those things where it's like, it had the. Like the very first time they showed We Happy Few, like this looks great,
right?
And then they showed the game. I'm like, I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case. No, I think this shows that it's not going to be the case. It is going to be more like a BioShock type of a deal, type of a vibe.
More bonkers.
and again on Game Pass. Holy shit!
I know.
Like every indie lower tier game I've been excited about are all coming to Game Pass right now.
It's insane. So speaking of that, probably for me one of the biggest surprising I've never heard of that has totally caught my eye. Game called Replaced, coming in 2022, day one Game Pass.
Yep,
looks incredible.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your notes right now, and I see Game Pass at the end of so many things.
I kind of stopped. I think it was everything but 3 games.
They announced 30 games, all but 3 were Game Pass.
Oh my God,
27 of them were Game Pass.
Crazy.
Yeah. So after that, we got a little bit about Grounded. So it sounds like that's still going pretty strong. They got a Shroom and Doom update coming for it on June 30th.
All right.
Among Us is coming to Xbox and Game Pass. And then there's an update on June 15th. So it's out. It's there. Go check it out. This next one caught my eye, of course, because, my JRPGs. Eluden Chronicle Rising is coming in 2022, and Eluden Chronicle 100 Heroes is coming in 2023. They're both coming to Game Pass. They're basically Sokoden spiritual successors, which is insane. And it looks identical, and they actually looked really good. After that, we got a little bit of a trailer for The Ascent. Don't forget, that's coming on July 29th. I already have that also preloaded.
Yeah, I got to do that too. That looks fun.
That looks like a ton of fun. Age of Empires 4 is coming on October 28th coming to Game Pass on PC. was kind of hoping they were going to do a. I'm wondering if they were going to do a Series X.
What's that?
That's what you're doing over there.
Can't do it.
You can't?
Too many characters. Limit 16.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
Even if I run Game Pass together into one word, it doesn't work.
Bummer.
Damn.
Microsoft, I need 18 characters.
Oh, that's rough being that close too.
So after that, we probably got what was one of the.
What if you have a long gamer tag? Just hosed?
I guess so.
All right.
I changed my expect gamer tag to that.
We got probably one of the best trailers, in my opinion. The Outer Worlds 2 is being made. It's coming to Game Pass. They showed nothing in the trailer, and they said they showed nothing in the trailer. That trailer was awesome.
Well, remember the first Outer Worlds trailer at E3 was like, if you're looking for the most anticipated game of E3, Cyberpunk will be later in the show. But if you're looking for like something, it's like they kept that vibe going.
Oh yeah,
into this one.
Awesome. So Outer Worlds 2, no surprise, is being made.
Well, there's a little surprise because the whole like New Vegas might have happened. So but I mean, Outer Worlds.
I hoped Fallout Vegas 2 would happen.
I mean, Outer Worlds was very well received.
It was, yeah. So after that, we got a new look at Flight Simulator. It is finally coming to Series X on July 27th, Day 1 Game Pass. And there is going to be a Top Gun free expansion coming fall 2021.
I know they talked about how Flight Simulator has different SKUs or whatever, different versions.
Yes.
Did they say like what the upcharge is going to be if you have Game Pass for one of the higher versions? Is it full price or do you get like something other than the Game Pass discount on it?
I'm not 100% for sure.
No,
I honestly haven't looked into it.
I'm guessing it's probably standard price minus whatever the Game Pass discount is.
So that'd be 20 minus 20% probably. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. So cool. I'm very curious to see how that looks on Series X because it looks just stupid and amazing on PC. So after that, we got kind of a little bit of a surprise. Everyone was waiting for that Forza, but not the Forza you may think it is. It is Forza Horizon 5. It is going to take place in Mexico. It is coming November 9th.
You boys like Mexico?
I do, actually. That place looked amazing.
Oh, my God.
That looked gorgeous.
God. Day 1 Game Pass. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, they had, I think they show like
free up some hard drive space for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're going to need at least like you're going to need over 100. Easy.
Yes.
You need that much for games
Horizon
from last
4,
year.
I believe, is like, I think
it's
around
80. It's like 80
to 90. Yeah.
Yeah. That's man. I mean, I play a little bit of Horizon for Forza Horizon, like here and there.
Yeah.
But it's like that really blew me away.
Oh,
how
God.
unbelievably great that
It's
looked.
one of those things. It looks great. I wish I enjoyed racing games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say whether or not I'll even like download it because I know I'll play it so little, and it's gonna
take
be a huge
so
download.
much. Yeah,
it's gonna be a huge fucking download.
There's gonna be so
Honestly,
much your hard
for
drive
me,
space.
the Horizon games have always looked better because of they always focus so much on that like town and everything, but the gameplay, like I fall out very quickly. Like Horizon 4, I fell out very quickly with that one, but the normal Forzas I tend to stick with longer. Like, and I still don't play them a ton.
Right.
But I do tend to stick with the regular ones longer. I think just because of the way those are. But these open world ones, like I don't know. I hit a point.
Yeah.
But my God, that looks incredible. So they closed out the show with Arcane Studios from Bethesda. Their brand new game coming out. It is going to be called Redfall. It's coming in summer 2022. It is an Xbox exclusive. Day 1 on Game Pass. Basically, it's these squad games that we're getting left and right, but with vampires, and it looked cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was no gameplay, but it looked cool.
The characters look cool.
Yeah, I mean, the characters had some personality. It looks like they all had unique weapons and abilities. It looked like there was different types of enemies. I'm not sure if everyone they were throwing at you there were like common enemies or if those are bosses they were throwing at you. But it looks interesting. I mean, I'll pay attention the next time they talk about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's hard to judge it just because, it's just a cinematic trailer.
Right.
But
we've all been burned so many times by these awesome cinematic trailers.
Oh,
and,
yeah, right.
I mean, and remember, this is the same studio that got Deathloop. That looks amazing, but it's still like I don't know what's going on here.
Right.
So
I am shocked they just completely ignored
two games coming out this year.
Yeah. Like, I know it's like on the other guy's platform exclusively for a while, but still, I can't believe they just totally ignored that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I was anticipating, like you said, like a mention.
Right.
Like I said, we still this year we got Deathloop coming and Ghostwire Tokyo still on
some kind of quick hitting montage or something.
Yeah, and you don't even need to like say the PlayStation. Like we got these two games we're very excited about coming out later this year. And that could be it. But you got literally nothing.
Yeah.
It's like those games don't even exist.
And then I wonder if that was a Bethesda decision or if that was a Phil decision. I wonder.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was like they want it, let them advertise it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was Xbox. Pretty solid. I mean, honestly, like especially compared to like kind of what Xbox was doing before, I thought this was a very solid show from them. Very solid.
And they showed a lot of their multiplayer stuff on this show too. And stuff that's kind of far out. Like Starfield is over, a year plus away. I mean, I would have loved
Contraband's probably
2-3 years. Is who knows? But again, that's another multiplayer type of a thing. I feel like they showed like those multiplayer like centric type of games here. I mean, Halo multiplayer being free and things like that. So I mean, they're like this with the single player games. Like we didn't see Fable, we didn't see Hellblade 2, and which who knows what that game's actually going to be. They showed a little bit of it in that like post E3 whatever the hell
extended coverage.
Whatever.
But even then they really didn't even show much.
Yeah, they said this isn't going to be gameplay. Right. This is just kind of like here's what we're working on. Yeah. Here's like the systems.
The little bit we did see look really good though.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is like super impressed by everything they're doing. I love what they're doing. All this Game Pass stuff, all the third party, the indie stuff. Like holy shit,
incredible.
They have so much coming to their system. And they start showing the exclusives now. They're finally getting to that point where like I assume COVID pushed some of this stuff back, obviously.
Sure.
But I also think the Bethesda stuff pushed a little bit forward. So it's like they're kind of in that middle ground right now, where they can finally start having. We've been talking about E3, Microsoft's possible first party lineup for years now. I think we're going to start finally seeing the fruits of that.
We are.
I mean, yeah, at some point they kind of got to shit or get off the pot here. It's been, like 3 or 4 years now that since they acquired and built all those new studios?
I mean, how many studios do they have? They have like 20-something, 24, 25?
Something crazy, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's...
And what's the best exclusive that they have out right now?
They have exclusives?
Gears 5 still.
Gears 5 maybe?
I mean, honestly,
Forza?
well, they just had that giant update for it, so yeah, I would say Gears 5 currently. Well, I would say honestly, actually, it might be Sea of Thieves because like
it's popular.
Yeah,
I mean, it's popular enough. I mean, but I mean, I also it's. But what I'm saying,
no, it's not exclusive. I was say Fallout 76. It's not exclusive.
So I mean, ultimately, what I'm saying is just like they gotta. I mean, actually, we still haven't gotten to the finish line on all these studios yet either. So actually getting them done and out and finished and to the public is very different than talking about it for years. I feel
like even for a lot of those studios, like they haven't even shown what they're working on. It's like, hey, we have a studio. We started up this new studio with these people who work on stuff.
Remember Perfect Dark? We're doing Perfect Dark.
Or there was a couple that were already working on something previously, which means they're still wrapping those up, but they got another project lined up or started on. Like I mean, look at Double Fine. Double Fine's been working on Psychonauts 2 forever, but the way Tim Schafer works, his other game's probably already like a quarter of the way done already.
Yeah, I mean, next year, I think is going to be obviously like this is the time where everything's getting delayed. Like I don't foresee Horizon Forbidden West. I'm sorry, come out this year.
I don't either.
All these games are like scheduled that were scheduled for 2021.
Yeah,
most of them I think are getting pushed to 2022. But like my point is just like the first year of Xbox has been completely held afloat by Game Pass.
Yep.
Which is totally fine, which is kind of their game plan. But now they're going to like start really backing it up with the actual games coming out, the first party ones. I mean, this is their path to victory, right? Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Like I saw some chart or whatever. They have at least one AAA title on Game Pass every month through the end of the year.
Yeah, that's their big thing.
Which is crazy.
My Samsung TV tells me that every single time I scroll over to my Xbox, I get an advertisement for like six games, 6 months, something like that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, 6 AAA titles in 6 months. Like it's insane, which is actually like absolutely insane when you think about it. Like it's crazy because it's games you'd be spending anywhere between $50 to $60 on probably normally, and it's crazy.
And again, and then the underlying factor of all those third-party games and all those indie games are coming out this year too that are going to be on Game Pass. Like, oh my god, I couldn't. They just kept come into Game Pass. I'm like, oh my god, I was excited about that game. Oh, it's coming to Game Pass. Like that was like the refrain of that Xbox.
What was it? It was everything except Diablo.
It was Diablo,
Battlefield.
Far Cry, Battlefield.
Yep.
Everything else is on Game Pass. Day 1 too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's god,
insane.
That is man, that's just nuts.
Yeah. Whew. All right, so
are we done yet?
We got 1.5 left.
All right.
Are we there yet?
So a couple hours after that one, we had the Square Enix one.
Are we there yet?
So we kicked off with the Eidos Montreal world premiere, and it was what a lot of people were rumoring it was going to be, and that is the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game, and it is coming out on October 26th. It's coming out soon for Xbox, PS4, PS5, and PC.
Mm-hmm.
I pre-ordered it. I'm ready.
I'm not shocked.
I'm in.
I didn't, but I'm looking forward to playing it. I mean, it's one of those things like I'm like 8 to 3 years behind everyone on the whole Marvel craze. Sure. So it's coming along right at the right time for me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
This is now fresh in my memory. It seems like they're kind of trying to at least loosely stick to the tone of like the movies with the pop music in there and stuff like that. The characters all look very different than the movies. They sound different, which is, I mean, you have to. You're not going to pay those people to do voice acting or mocap or anything. I really hope you can take that beard off of Rocket.
It's a nice. It's
that Captain Lou Albano beard he's got going.
But you didn't see the little Groot thing on his?
No, I didn't.
It's a little Groot.
I don't need any baubles hanging off his chin either.
It's a nice balance of like from the MCU and the comics, like what they're doing with the character models. I know a lot of people have been ripping on them, but I like them. I like them.
For the most part, I really don't have any, because the way I see it, it's not the movies. It can't be the movies.
Right.
They have to go with their own look for it. If you try to make it look like the movies, everyone's going to expect it to be the movies, sound like the movies, beat for beat be the movies. And if that's not what you're going for, change it up a bit. Be creative with it.
And I feel like that was like the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game that came out years ago too.
Right.
If it tried to be, it was like 95% the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it was not produced well enough or acted well enough to do it, so it just felt flat.
Got it.
And also too, talking about like the way characters look, there's not a doubt in my mind I'm gonna have all kinds of unlockable skins that go along with this game. Like I feel like I'm gonna be able to change every one of those characters at will.
I normally don't do this. I ordered the deluxe edition that comes with the extra extra costumes and stuff, and I'm like, I want these.
Yeah. So and I mean, like ultimately, like you play just as Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You have you're making commander type choices, which I thought was very cool.
Yeah, and it's
I love that.
Like from what they're saying, like depending on how you make those choices, it kind of goes like the Telltale route. Like this is going to affect relationships with those people if you agree with them, don't agree with them, sell Groot or Rocket into slavery or something.
Throw Rocket across the
just throw
like Drax. And then it pops up. Rocket is furious with you. I love it.
And then the gameplay looked good too. Like when you're flying around shooting and stuff like that, that all looked fun.
And I think they said like going back to like the choices you make and how it has impacts on your relationships with those people, like the relationship, like how whatever level it's at, like impacts how you can work together in battle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it all sounds really interesting. They showed gameplay, which I think looks about as good as you can expect for a game like this.
They went into depth in this game, like already. Which, I mean, coming out October 26th, though, I mean, makes sense.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, out of everything they showed at E3, I honestly thought it was kind of a lackluster E3 overall. This was my favorite thing they showed. This is the thing that I'm the most interested in and excited about.
This was I think the most AAA excited thing I was for. Like, I loved all the indie stuff. There's so much stuff we talked about already. I'm super excited for. But yeah, I mean, the switching between characters seems like you're kind of just like summoning. It's almost like you're summoning them to do like their super move at that time. And that's what it kind of feels like.
And I love that each character has 4 different moves. So over time it probably will get a little, but at least at the beginning it won't feel so repetitive. Where it's like, okay, all right, Drax, yeah, let's team up. Oh, we're doing the same team up move every time. At least they've got 4 different ones to choose from, which I'm sure will reflect on, depending on the enemy type. Well, there's one that'll probably be better than the other, like kind of like that. You know, the whole action RPG kind of aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like almost like the old Ultimate Alliance games,
right?
Where, when you would have different abilities that you could work together with, depending on who was in your party and what level they were at, and things like that. So that felt a little bit of that vibe on there too. But yeah, I mean, is it the best looking game ever? No. I mean, but also is this like it looks like fun, which is really what I wanted to do with characters I like.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry. Does it look? I said, is that the greatest looking thing ever?
It wasn't important.
But I liked it.
Wasn't.
Star Wars.
Oh no, I don't just say. So like you mentioned, they all have like the 4 moves. It's one of those things. I almost think this is suited for like a shorter experience, like maybe like 8 to 12 hour campaign.
Fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
That's the thing,
especially with different choices.
Well, right.
There's replayability if you can make different choices, and like it can be a short campaign. Just make a good story out of it.
Right.
And if you're doing that 8 to 12 hours, maybe that repetitiveness isn't so bad, and that a shorter story like that.
It'll be fun. What they're never going to do will be fun. It's like
Superman game.
Again, I'm not going to go there.
I have Superman 64 if you want it.
No, I'm all right. But like, it's like I think it'd be fun. Like if I was holding the controller, and like say you guys were holding your phones, and then you would have Drax and you would have like Gamora, and then you could like do like you have like just a touchpad with a different different attacks on there. So you would just do that one attacks, and then but you would also have to say the decisions then too.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like one of the old like hidden agenda.
It's like multiplayer, but not multiplayer.
Yeah, like one like the be like I can't imagine the Twitch streams or something like that would be so freaking cool.
They did already announce they're having a streamer mode where you can turn the music off. So people don't get.
Although I watched someone. Oh, I think it was kind of funny. They did because I watched the reaction. They did the reaction to the version that didn't have the actual like music in it.
It can't be. It's a totally different vibe.
I need that music.
Yeah,
I mean, the replacement music was okay, but it's like no, this is like part of it. Though. Yeah. Like you need that license. Good.
Oh, were they one of the approved co-streamers? So they got like a different.
They got the DMCA version where they didn't have any of the licensed music in the trailer.
They had like feed.
It had a replacement. Yeah, and it was. Like I said, I mean, the music they had was still like fine, but it's like no, but that's not the point. It's not Guardians. Like,
I'm super excited for that, man. I know some people are ripping on it, but
I don't understand.
I don't understand. Like, I want to watch something like, man, this looks great. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, like I said, I just lucked out that it's coming at the right time.
That's great.
Yeah, right. I just finished the movies.
I'm excited for you.
Cool. Awesome. Game's coming out 5 months after I finish the movies. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So after that, we got something that a lot of people started to get excited about. Started to get excited about.
This was the biggest dick move in E3 history.
It really was. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 are getting a pixel remaster, which is absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible for mobile and Steam.
The thing is, like, I've never played any of these old Final Fantasy games, so it might be one of those things like, I'd check it out. You always hear how great 6 is, and people have their opinions on, like, all of them. Everyone who's big into Final Fantasy has their own favorite. And they just drop that at the end. Steam and mobile. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me.
Oh, my God.
Like, at least Switch. Like, you could do at least Switch. Because the way those games, like, that's, like, this, like, as much as I would love to earn trophies, like, on PlayStation or Xbox for that, Switch is just so perfect for that. Like, just chill on the couch, handheld. Like,
Steam has achievements.
And then they released, like, the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Mode on Switch, right? Like, it was a mobile first.
It was
and then
mobile
showed
first,
up.
but then it came to all the consoles eventually. So, they'll probably will, but
those mobile ports, like, end up ultimately get, like, switched over eventually, but just, like...
Why not right away?
How epically tone deaf honestly.
100%. So, all right, that is what it is.
Carry on.
So after that, we got a trailer for Legend of Mana, which is actually available now on PC, PS4, and Switch. I need to pick that up still. It's getting great reviews. Then we went into Avengers. They're getting an all new challenge mission. all new patrol.
Is anyone still playing that game?
I guess.
Well, you better not be playing that game. You hear about the bug that came up with that thing?
Yeah, on PC.
One of the PC bugs. If you, it would automatically show your
IP address.
Sweet.
In multiplayer. So like, people were like streaming and it was like, everyone got your IP address.
Yeah, it was bad.
They fixed it.
Good way to get DDoSed.
They fix it now.
Yeah. And then they just had a cinematic trailer for Black Panther: War for Wakanda expansion. I believe they said it's coming in. Well, they said this after the fact, not during, but after the fact. I believe it's coming out in August for free for everyone that owns Avengers. As they probably should give as much free content as possible.
Well, they have been, honestly.
Like, they have been. Well, free like costumes, but like, you still got to buy them in game.
Right.
Well, I'm fine with buying some in-game currency.
It's a service. It's a live service stuff. Yeah, but I'm glad the expansion at least are.
There's a way for you to get it for free by playing the game. That's still free.
Mm-hmm.
You can make the choice to buy currency and pay for it, but.
Yep. So after that, we got into a montage of what's going on in mobile.
Let's not. Can we just skip that?
All right,
late.
We'll skip that.
We got Nintendo still to do.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't need to waste my time again.
All right. After that, we got a brand new show for Babylon's Fall coming to now PS5, PS4, and PC. Art style's interesting. I personally thought it looked like garbage, and it's a live service game now.
The art style's interesting. I thought it was garbage.
And yeah, they fucked this game up bad. Like from what they first revealed for it, in my opinion.
I feel like you're sending conflicting messages.
It was an interesting RCL, but not in a necessarily good way. Is basically what I was going
okay.
It was interesting
it was,
in a shitty way.
It was
at first it was like
interesting.
At first it was like, oh, okay, this is how you're going to storytell. That's cool. Oh wait, you're sticking with that for the gameplay too.
I wish you didn't. It was interesting. Is that good?
And then they showed a trailer showing side by side the changes for Life is Strange Remastered Collection coming September 30th. Yep. It's basically just kind of lighting changes, very minor. Life is Strange True Colors got a new trailer for that coming September 10th. If you get the Ultimate Edition of that, you get the Life is Strange Remastered Collection and a bonus, as they always do, a bonus episode, which you'll probably be able to purchase way down the line. But yeah.
Yep, and you get to play as the one returning character, I think, from Life is Strange 1, who I cannot remember her name because she was like a super side character. I'm not going to pull it.
I can't remember.
It's fine.
So after that, we got a brand new reveal for the rumored Dark Souls type Final Fantasy game, Stranger of Paradise. Okay. Final Fantasy Origin.
That dude has a problem with chaos.
Chaos.
If he said chaos one time, I was going to throw my fucking tablet across the room.
The demo is available.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I'm here to kill chaos.
Demo is available on PS5. It's coming in 2022 to PS5, PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Something chaos.
I will say I played the demo. So I will say that they cut that trailer very poorly. Chaos is not like that in the game itself. Like,
I don't think you know chaos.
Like no, I don't. I mean, obviously they talk about it a lot, plenty, but not like the way it was in the trailer. They should have been done a little better. My opinion, it's Dark Souls. Nice thing is there's difficulty settings: easy, normal, hard.
It's not Dark Souls then.
I did normal. I died a little bit at the beginning, but that's because I was getting used to the controls and stuff. But then once I got used to controls, I flew through the level, and then I could not beat the boss on normal. I never got it. I haven't gotten around to checking it on easy. I only got a couple more days before they disable it. So I do want to run through it on easy. I'm curious how that is in terms of the boss. It doesn't look good. It looks ugly. The gameplay got fun.
I was gonna say,
the gameplay actually got quite a bit fun because it got to a point where like you start off with like your basic brawl, but then you eventually got this like mini staff when that unlocks the magic, and that was cool because there's parts where like the grass catches on fire, but if you do a water spell, it puts out the fire and stuff, so you can like actually like walk them past it without getting hurt. Right. So like it has like elements of that, and like the water. I don't know if maybe it was just for the demo, but once you got the magic, you were like super overpowered in terms of like the main levels because like then you were facing bombs and like I just water got constantly and like was just destroying the bombs. But yeah, this game's got a long way to go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was saying the trailer didn't really impress me much. I mean, it didn't look great visually, and the fact that he couldn't go 3 seconds without saying chaos really grinded my gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a great first impression.
No. Then we got a super. We
chaos.
And then they ended the show with a montage of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Near Replicant, Outriders, Neo the World Ends With You, Life is Strange 2 Colors, Avengers, Black Panther, Forspoken, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker, and then Guardians of the Galaxy. So, besides after Guardians, I'm going to shit the bed. I mean, Life is Strange is fine.
They probably should have flipped their first and last things there, huh?
Oh, 100%. It was, oh my God. I didn't understand this. This was stupid.
Yeah, I watched. Like I said, I stayed clean. I didn't hear anything on either one of these conferences. I watched Microsoft first, and I got to Square. I was like, I should have gone to bed. I should have just gone to bed.
Yeah, it was so disappointing. Okay, so let's dive into Nintendo. The final one that was on Tuesday. So we kick things off as we always do now. It seems like with these directs, with the next Smash character, Kaiuza from Tekken is going to be added. They're going to have a video showing him off on June 28th, and they usually release them right around that same time as the video. So, and look good. Yeah. He was throwing people off the cliff.
I mean, the best part was when Kirby flew back up.
Oh, that was amazing.
That made me laugh out loud.
And that created amazing memes going forward of Nintendo killing franchises. Yeah. F-Zero getting thrown off. Fantastic. So after that, we got a trailer, a really cool drawn animated trailer that everyone was thinking, oh, maybe there's something different. It was ended up being for Life is Strange. The remaster collection is coming later this year. True Colors will be on September 10th.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah,
because it's like,
everyone thought it was something
they're doing something
different.
new.
No, it's just ended up being the same. Which I think with everyone's reactions, I would not be surprised if they end up doing something like that.
They made my original thought was like Life is Strange has a comic book series that they put out, which is it goes. I think it bridges like both the endings from one. I think is what it does, or just something similar like that. I thought like, oh my God, they're making a game from the comic. No, they're not.
No. So after that, we got a surprise trailer. Guardians of the Galaxy is coming to the Switch
streaming on
October 26th, and we find out later it is actually one of those cloud streaming games. After that, Worms Rumble is coming to Nintendo Switch. Pre-order today, coming out on June 23rd. We got a little quick trailer for that Australia Ascending. That looks like a really cool turn-based RPG. Coming September 30th. 2 Point Campus is coming in 2022.
Which is also everywhere. I saw 2 Point Campus on so many different conferences.
Oh, yeah, that was in that Summer Game Fest. That was the first place I think we saw it. After that, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is coming on October 5th. That is a remaster of 1, 2, and Deluxe. So the best ones, which is awesome. After that, we got Mario Party Superstars is coming on October 29th. This one basically is the best of all the 64 games, which is awesome.
Best according to who?
Well, not only the 64, I don't think it's just 64 games because you have 100.
They said 5 maps.
Well, the maps are from.
Okay, so the 5 maps are from 64, but I thought it was the best 100 games out of all those mini games. 100 mini games from the 64 games as well.
Maybe.
I think it's all best of 64. Okay. I think.
Either way,
I think.
Yeah, that looked super. That was like the game. I mean, I wish the Super Mario Party would have been. And it's like an amalgamation of like. Mario Party, and then they had that Mario Party All-Stars thing, or what do they call that? The one they put on the DS.
3DS. It was all mini games.
It was just mini games, no boards. They added a board and had the. It's perfect. And they're all remastered too. Like I don't know if you've seen some of the comparison videos.
They look gorgeous.
Yeah, they look great.
They look amazing. Yeah. So October 29th, very cool. Online play. You can actually save in the middle of a game now, which is awesome. You
can kind of pick up. You can pick up where you left off with like online people too. Like it's very cool. It's interesting.
Yeah. After that, they announced that, don't worry, Metroid Prime 4 is still being worked on.
Yep.
Bastards. But
have we hit I'll believe it when I see it point with that game?
Yes.
Yet?
Yeah, kind of. But we did get a trailer for a new 2D Metroid game, Metroid Dread, coming October 8th This was originally announced on the DS 15 years ago.
There you go. So now you know their development cycle.
Well, this game was in that. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. And
it was.
Here we are.
So
And here we go.
4 was announced how many years ago?
2.
2. So you got 13 more years.
But
Sometime around 2034, and you're staring at your retirement account, wondering how soon you can make this happen.
that's right. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Super pumped. Super pumped. Then we got a quick little trailer for Just Dance 2022. Always shows up in the Nintendo Directs, November 4th. Cruisin' Blast. The Cruisin' series is back. This game looked bonkers and awesome.
Yeah.
Really fun, really cool. It's coming this fall. Yeah.
Man, it also looks like it's from like 10 years ago. So,
That's okay.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Those games always, for me, like it just seems like such a. I mean, it's an arcade game, right?
Right.
So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why you got the unicorn you can ride as a car.
That's true.
And they did confirm you can ride a dinosaur. So,
Oh, perfect.
done. Then they announced Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, plus a new Power Awakened set is coming September 24th to the Switch. Then we got a quick little trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, reminding us it's coming out June 25th. Then we got yet another trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, coming on July 9th, which I am super, super pumped for. There is going to be a demo available on June 25th where your progress will carry. I love when they do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they did it for the last one too. I think.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant.
After that, we got the reveal of the new WarioWare. WarioWare Get It Together is coming September 10th. This one, you're actually like controlling Wario and his friends on the screen while you're doing different things, which is really cool because all of his friends have different abilities. So there's different ways to basically clear the mini games.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the main difference. It's like usually you just play as like, a hairdryer or whatever nonsense they're having you do in WarioWare, but actually having different, like knowing what your character can do. Going into it's like an extra layer of thought you have to put into those puzzles, which are already super quick.
Yep.
WarioWare's always been kind of my jam. I've played the bejesus out of the one on the GameCube.
Love WarioWare. Yeah, I'm super pumped. And there's co-op.
Yeah.
Of this one too, which is really cool. And I did get in on that Target.
Oh, you did?
Buy 2 get 1
Good
free.
for you.
So I got my Super Mario, Mario Party Superstars, Metroid Dread, and that. So
Beautiful.
I got that for free.
Good for you.
So after that, we finally got the full reveal of Shin Megami Tensei 5. Last time we've heard about this game was when they first announced the Switch.
Gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Was, what, 5 years ago?
4 and a half.
Well, the system's been out for 4 years, so
4.5, 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wild.
So it's finally coming out on November 12th. If you wanted the special edition, you're pretty much shit out of luck. It's sold out pretty much everywhere now. It was one of those like again they were saying like bots everywhere. Like the minute it would go up on a website, gone.
yeah, so dumb.
Everything's bots these days.
I know. It was any collector's edition, any special, anything like that is crazy. After that, Danganronpa, Decadence is coming later this year to Nintendo Switch. It is Danganronpa 1, 2, 3, and they pulled out the board game and made it into a full-fledged game, which is pretty cool.
Very neat. And they didn't include that bad first-person shooter thingy that they put out on the PlayStation, which I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
That was. I love playing. Only played the first one, and I played it all the way on my Vita way back in the day when it came out. Man, that's perfect for that. Like it's perfect for that form factor of the Switch.
Yep.
And they get an extra game that looked fun.
Yep. Absolutely. And if you want though too, all 4 games will be available separately.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
But if you're gonna do it, just do it all. It's probably way better deal. This next one, I was shocked on this. I'm super excited for it because I never played it on Wii U because it was very difficult to even get your hands on it. Fatal Frame, Maidens of Black Water is coming this year, but it's also coming to every system. Mm-hmm. It's not just Switch, which is even more exciting.
That's one of those games that you see on eBay is like $400. Yeah. So it's there's a bunch of people who've been holding on to be like, oh crap. But yeah, man.
Sell now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man, I just recently, so during the, I thought the PlayStation 3 store demise, I bought a bunch of the Fatal Frame games so to actually play through them. So this could be a new one for me to play.
Yeah, I'll be grabbing that on Xbox for sure. I'm super pumped for that. So after that, Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC, Shadow dropped that day. Then they announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 coming to Switch on June 25th.
Yeah, just buy it twice.
No. Strange Brigade.
Yeah.
Remember that game from is available now. That was a Shadow dropped on the Switch. Showed another trailer for Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, coming in 2022. Then we got another reboot not reboot, but a return of a series that people have been begging for. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is coming December 3rd. So it's the very first two Advance War games that were on the Game Boy Advance. Redone. Coming out on Switch.
Yeah.
For $60.
For $60. Now and forever for $60.
Yeah. It's funny though, because someone, I think it was Fu, sent me a side by side of like the new graphics compared to like the GBA. I don't like the new art style. It looks weird, but at least hopefully this will get some excitement for people that do like these games and get a new one out there. That seems like Nintendo's way. Let's see how people feel when we re-release, and then
let's test the waters for $60.
Yeah.
I also want in that logic, I also never ever want to hear ever again that Nintendo has a game done and they're just sitting on it. Like the whole like Metroid Prime trilogy, rumor that's been done forever.
They're waiting.
That's the dumbest thing, especially the way Nintendo sells video games. Because they could sell it now for $60, and in 5 fucking years, it's still going to be $60.
Right.
So why would they not release it now?
Waiting,
I never want to hear that as a conspiracy theory ever again. Nintendo's just waiting on this. This has been done for years. That's so stupid. That's just not a thing.
Yeah. 100%.
Rant over.
So after that, we entered. We enter the final announcements of the show, which got everyone very confused though, because everyone got a little worried because.
Oh well.
So they kicked this off with Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, the expansion pass. So Wave 1 is coming on June 18th.
I was really hoping that would be it. Like,
oh my god!
I would have felt my Twitter explode.
Oh,
like, I would have just
absolutely. Wave 2 is coming in November. Just like I said last time, there's a whole bunch of shit being added. But that wasn't it. It's a Zelda segment that they were talking about here. So we got another trailer for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD coming July 16th. As Nintendo loves to do that. Hey, we got this coming out soon. Don't forget. Go buy it. Don't worry. No one did. Like, it's you guys. Especially when it's a game like that. Everyone knows. Like, it's coming. Then they were producing another brand new Game & Watch little thing. This one seems to be a little bit more better for your money. This one includes the original NES Legend of Zelda, the NES Zelda 2, and the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening DX. And it also includes the classic Vermin Game & Watch Gallery game, but you actually are playing as Link doing the Vermin. So, and then there's other Easter eggs and stuff like that in that thing, but it's $50. Way better value than the Mario one. So if you can grab that one, if you're a Zelda fan, you can grab it. I recommend it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, it's nice just to have like you can play those games on the. You can play some of those games on the Switch because you can't play you can play the new versions of Link's Awakening. Right. But you can't play the Game Boy version of it. I mean, $50 for that together in like a nice little package is
very
great.
Cool. Very cool. Then lastly, we got our very first. Or not first, but we have first gameplay, basically, trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 coming in 2022. So it's Breath of the Wild 1, but in the sky. And potentially, I don't know if you've seen that, that theory going on. That's a very strong theory, and it has my interest, if that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, but I know what I'm getting into. So, I mean... If they have weapon degradation, I'm out.
100%.
I am just 100% out. If they have, I gotta. You worry about every single thing I wear and do and go and cook and whatever. I'm just out.
Yeah.
I despise that from the original game. I I said it's. I don't think it's just not a game for me. I actually just don't. I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. I know that's completely
100%.
opposite of every person who does this for a living, and I get that. But
no,
there's quite a few
lot
actually
of people who have complained about the weapon degradation
Yeah.
and have said they will not play a second one if it has weapon degradation.
but add me to that list. I am not gonna. I gave Breath of the Wild, the first one, a large try.
I put almost 30 hours into it. Like, it didn't even get very far. I actually only finished one of the 4, like,
I
bosses.
didn't even get to one. That's how. But I played a ton of it because I was just doing so much exploring and dying over and over again. Because every time I get to something interesting, oh, here's something I can fight. Okay, all I have left is my leaf. So I just hope that guy's allergic to leaves, or I'm screwed.
Right.
And it's just like I don't like that game at all.
Yeah.
So I know everyone is going nuts about this, about Breath of the Wild 2 announcement, and everything else is just so far off anything I want to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, if they get rid of the weapon, like I agree with you with all the other stuff too.
Yeah.
But if they get rid of the whole weapons breaking and all that kind of stuff, if they get rid of that, I'm willing to give this another go, like to give the second one a go.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the whole potential theory that we might be actually be playing as Ganon and all that kind of, because that sounds actually really, really cool. Like, especially story wise, I'm actually curious like how they would do that and what would happen with that. But if they get rid of that, yeah, I'm almost positive I will give this a run. But yeah, the minute they show it or they say it's still in there, forget it. And because that was the biggest thing for me. I mean, like, again, the other stuff is annoying, but I could make do, but that's the biggest thing for me.
Even in the first game, even if you played 40 hours to get to the point where you get the Master Sword would
see, and that's ridiculous.
The second I heard that, I remember playing that game and being like, okay, what am I doing wrong with the weapons? Like, what am I doing wrong here? I was like, okay, I gotta get to the Master Sword, whatever it is. I get to the Master, and I read about the Master Sword degrading too. I'm just like, I was out at that point. It's like, I'm not fighting this.
No,
I'm not fighting this the whole thing. I'm not having any fucking fun.
I'm not going to work my ass off to get the Master Sword, and then
if they don't at least have an option to disable that if it's in the game, they are absolutely tone deaf.
Or if you absolutely want to have something like that, make it not so quick with the way this stuff is, or do it like the way Monster Hunter does it, where like you get the whetstone, where you could sharpen it and then it's better. It's back to full health again. Like, again, I understand like that could be annoying for some people too, but at least you have that option to to keep it then. Like if I have something strong and I want to use a whetstone on it, let me use something like that to sharpen it.
I have all these ingredients and I have no recipe book or anything like that. So like I'm hoping that I'm
gonna throw 3 things in here and hope it turns into something.
Yeah, right. And I need those things. I need those resources because I'm fighting these things, and I need my health, or I need my stamina, or whatever the hell it is. And like, okay, I'm gonna say something bold here, but I thought about this a lot. I think my favorite game of all time is Red Dead Redemption 2, and there is like watching your weather, there is cleaning your guns, and things like that. But it is so quick. All that stuff. Like, I just have a satchel where I put my coat on and I continue about my whatever. Or I just use the oil to clean my gun, and it takes like 5 seconds and it's clean and I'm ready to rock and roll. So there's a lot of like, those maintenance type things in that game too. But I'm never without a weapon. I know what I mean?
See, and that's the key. And that's why like I'm all about, let's do the Monster Hunter approach. Like, giving me some way to recharge my weapon, but also but at the same time, don't make my weapon die so quickly either, though, because some of those weapons, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, especially some of the powerful weapons too. It's like, are you kidding me? I'm about to go into a boss. I hit the boss 3 times with this weapon. He still has 85% of his health, and now I have an arm. Right? Like, are you kidding me?
Am I not supposed to fight all these people that I led up to this too? Like, am I supposed to like run away from all these people? Like, what?
That's no fun either. Right? Exactly. No, 100% with you on that. Like, I mean, yeah. So, please, get rid of it, or give me some way to recharge my load.
Yeah, like literally, if I have a
refractory period.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. If I have a way to if I had a way to, like you said, like the whetstone or
whatever you want to call it, whatever
you want me to, like, have a flute that I would play a song on, and I have my weapon, the weapon I'm holding goes back to full strength.
Sure.
Just something. I just felt like just constantly, like, in the lurch, and I no matter what I did, or no matter what I planned, or no matter how I prepped, I was
Didn't matter. I know.
Game of the year, though. Best game ever.
No.
People need to take off their fucking blinders for these games they have it hard on for just because of what franchise it's for.
I know. 100%.
I love GTA. I never finished San Andreas because I got tired of going to the fucking gym and eating food.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I love Metal Gear. I don't love Snake Eater. For all the micromanaging.
You mean the menu simulator?
Oh my god, awful! Absolutely awful.
I hated 3 too, but I know that they fixed a lot of stuff in Subsistence. So one day I maybe might.
I probably should.
But I played the OG one when it first came out.
See, I never played through it, and I hear the story is actually excellent.
It's super important in the timeline.
Yeah.
There's so many new games coming out that there's no time to go back and play.
I know. Trust me. Every time I get something, I'm like, oh yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm at the point right now as I finish Ratchet Clank. I don't know if anything is really coming out in the near future. I'm like, I gotta super play the Mario Golf. I'm kind of in on.
You're gonna play a bunch of NFL head coach. That's what you're gonna play.
I bought the Mafia remastered, and I never played the first one. I only ever played the second one, so that's probably gonna be my next stop.
Okay. Stop there.
I know. But I didn't buy the trilogy remaster. I just bought the original one.
Okay.
Which I hear is very good too. The remaster they did very well.
3 was free on on PlayStation Plus at some point.
Yeah.
Stop after 1. You already played 2, so I'd say play 2 if you want. But
2 is I like 2 a lot actually. I remember playing that.
The story for 2 was really good.
Yeah, and it's like the moving around that town and making this. I don't remember a ton of it, but that was I remember going around that town and the missions being being part of that town was very fun.
God, he's touching the computer. I hate when he does this.
Oh God, if we lost this, I quit.
That's if we lost this. I'm going home.
Yeah, I quit.
You can put up a written Word document. We're good.
All right, very good. All right, that's E3.
And we are good because we're done.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was E3.
Woo! Always our longest.
It is always our longest.
It's
always so much fun. There's always,
like you said. I think you summed it up. Lackluster E3 for the most part, but I mean, still, Xbox had a solid show. I mean, Nintendo did it
that's the thing too. Like the Nintendo stuff, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff in there people loved. I just don't think 90% of what they do speaks to me at all, and that's not their problem.
That's fair.
That's a me problem if you want to call it that. But while everyone else is excited for that new Metroid game they showed, and Breath of the Wild 2, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I mean. Nintendo has stuff for me. Xbox had a lot of stuff for me. I'm super excited about all that stuff. But I said this was the indies E3, honestly. From my standpoint, so many games I'm super excited about got shown more, and most of them are coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm super happy about those type of things. But I didn't see a ton. I'm looking through the videos, and I was like, I didn't see a ton of new things. Like this is my new one on my radar.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, in the same vein, I don't know if this is just a down year for E3 with all the delays and everything, being a virtual event, or what. But I mean, if this is what E3 is going to be in the future, I'm not sure we need E3 anymore.
Well, it's like EA has one coming out in a month, some kind of showcase. Right. They're doing it in a month.
Yep.
Everyone's rumoring Sony's going to have one in July.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those were 2 biggies that weren't there at all. Like, EA was there last year in their little side thing. Sony wasn't there at all last year, but they still had a state of play, I think a week later or something, if memory served.
That. Yep.
So, those are 2 pretty big, entities in video games that just weren't there at all, which made it feel smaller.
So, I mean, Sony's one that's been talked about for the past couple of years because Sony's basically said we're not doing E3 anymore.
Yeah, right. They don't need their own show.
The thing that's talked about from EA every year is how much their press conference sucked.
Right.
I mean, they're a big name and they have big franchises, but nobody's coming out of EA's conference going, "Oh my God, I can't wait for."
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Volta.
I can't remember.
I can't wait for fucking FIFA.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, FIFA, EA they have, every now and then, they have a couple indie type games. They have a Star Wars game.
Well, then
they got their Ultimate Team updates for Madden and FIFA and NHL.
And then they announced a Star Wars game and a crowd full of people. And here's the name of our game. And that's it.
Yeah, that was
so
the
biggest thing from
when they did that. That was so weird.
And now they're not the only kid on the block with Star Wars games.
Yep.
Right. They can't run that anymore.
I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, and then we had all these other press conferences. Like we thought we were going to have more press conferences, and we talked about Capcom and Take-Two and all those people who didn't have really much of anything to say. That was new, exciting, and like hype. You know, there was none of that in those conferences. No. So we really only got. I mean, we got the 4 we went over were like the most traditional ones that we got. I mean, we had one less conference too because Bethesda and Microsoft got put together.
Right.
But I don't know. Like it just to what Art said earlier. Like, is this what it is going forward? Is this another off year because they didn't have one last year and things are delayed this year? And I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I almost feel like there was more bang for your buck out of Keeley's thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that takes away from some of the E3 announcements too.
Sure.
But I mean,
I don't know. It's gonna be curious. I am curious to see what next year is gonna bring with all this. Because again, was it COVID? You know, because now. Next year, that kind of won't be the excuse, you know what I mean? Because things are kind of getting a little more back to normal. If you haven't adapted to the COVID thing by or then, that too, right? Exactly.
You know, your business just isn't in a good place. Period.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're already. I mean, there's a PAX that's already been scheduled for later this year,
September or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, by next year, I would fucking hope that
I think these will be a little bit back to normal, and that will be the make or break for E3. Next year will be the make or break if E3 sticks around or not. I think.
I think that makes sense.
Actually, especially after having the year off last year, having this digital one this year, it's like, all right, next year will be a return, unless, God forbid, something happens. Next year will be a return to in-person E3, and that's when it's going to make or break.
Right, but you think that like Nintendo's going to be, like, you know what? Let's spend $3 million on a setup for 3 days.
Well, right? Yeah, who knows?
That's the thing. I almost
maybe $3 million, probably more than that. Actually,
I'm sure,
especially for Nintendo.
Right.
These people have to be seeing how much, like this year, it was all virtual. They did not rent booth space. They did not have to reserve auditorium for stage time. So they very clearly see the cost now of what it is every year. I mean, they could have gone and looked at their, balance sheets and seen this is how much we're paying to send people. This is how much we're paying for a booth. This is how much we're paying for da-da-da-da-da, and see how much it costs. And are they going to look at it and just go, no, we're cool during a virtual thing? Like, I very much think part of why it felt lackluster not only was the announcements, but much like pro wrestling, the lack of a crowd really takes away from what they're saying. Like, not hearing the roar of the crowd when they show the one more thing.
Right.
It's like
we had no woo guy in the Microsoft thing. There was no woo. We had no woos.
It's like
watching. We got no Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
well.
Hey, for the moment, I'm talking about the moment.
We're talking
we're talking about the moment.
And like,
if people put more money into the game production than Keanu Reeves.
I think another thing too, like PlayStation just like re-upped the PlayStation experience like trademark, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that and that is all nothing but fans in the crowd,
right?
And having that huge like pop hype,
not only nothing but fans, it's nothing but PlayStation fans.
Yeah, right.
It's not, hey, I'm at A3, I might as well go check out this conference, even though they're not really for me.
Right, and those are people who are going to go nuts when Geo Corsi comes out with a Vita, like it's just like. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but I'm saying in previous years, that's when that kind of stuff happened. So, like, if they want to, later this year, they want to show PSVR 2, that would be a perfect place for it, because those people would be going fucking nuts.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Hey, we're showing this now. And by the way, we have it at kiosks.
Oh, my God.
Well,
go schedule your time to come check it out.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think you're right. I think the whole lack of... the crowd piece of it, and like didn't have like the orchestra playing the music in between, like people walking out, and I mean, and even the people who were walking on the Microsoft stage were pretty few and far between, and everyone else was just talking heads. I mean, there was just talking voiceovers.
Which don't get me wrong, I like the like, hey, here's what it is. We're gonna get down to business, minimal talking. Sure. Here's our presentation, but it's if there's a lot of words with no like real substance to it. I mean, I don't know how much it's worth, and I mean. Like I said, Microsoft did a good job. They didn't show a lot of like huge AAA, like we're gonna knock your socks off type titles. They had a lot of indie stuff there, and like you said, Year of the Indies, which is perfect if all these big games are delayed or they're holding back until they can get in front of the live audience. I think Microsoft has an event coming up over the summer, maybe.
Was that UK one?
Microsoft's always got a bunch. They got the XO London and all that. They have like I think they have one of their first XOs coming up actually.
Yeah.
In a couple months.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I will say this. The last thing I gotta say on formatting, whatever. Microsoft like announcing their extended press conference like after Nintendo's like on that Thursday was fucking brilliant. because
100%.
for a couple of things. A, that gives it that they started off the press conferences that gives them kind of the end mind share too. So they had like kind of bookend mind share on these things. They had like the longer like developer like deep cuts and deep dives. Excuse me. In that extended piece. So they didn't have to like bog down their press conference with it. So they can just like snap.
Let's keep going.
Exclusive
we'll keep moving.
Game Pass, exclusive Game Pass, big third party. You know, it's just like they made that a much longer conference, split up into two different things for like here's the hype train, here's more like the fun substance stuff and like the design lab and all that other stuff on the bookend on the other end of it. That was brilliant by them. Man, that was such a great move.
Separating out the deep dive stuff from like just the general announcement and trailer is the right way to do it. Because when you run that 10-minute developer blog video,
Ubisoft,
you lose so much of your audience. I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to go make a sandwich, and I'm going to come back, I'm going to miss 2 trailers I wanted to see because I'm going to make a sandwich, I'm going to go take a shower, come back, and
the 6-7 minutes they would usually spend on Minecraft. It's like,
I don't understand. Like I said, if I was running, the Ubisoft piece of it, like I would make my conference like 30 minutes, then have like, I don't know, 5 hours of YouTube clips. You can go to like Ubisoft.com and watch like the deep dive and all that shit.
Well, Ubisoft actually does do that but they also throw it in as well.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Take that out of the conference.
Like Jesus.
While they're showing like the...
It's ridiculous.
While they're showing like the trailer for the... I get the very end of the Extraction trailer, they can say like, all this stuff.
Head to YouTube.
Head to check out the deep dive on the game, or whatever it is.
Or, I mean, even the way they do it, they can just say, "Hey, go to the Ubisoft YouTube page, click on our playlist. You'll have deep dives on all the games we talked about here today."
Yep.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
No, and Microsoft did that, but instead of making it break it out into YouTube clips, they just had a secondary conference on the same stage. It still felt just as important. They still had a bunch of really fun stuff to show.
Yep.
So like, I thought that was. Of all the things like the game and blah blah blah, like I think that is a brilliant way to do a modern, gaming digital conference. Like I think they really knocked it out of the park formatting wise to have those bookends.
Definitely agree.
All right, it's late.
Yes.
Any final E3 thoughts from you gentlemen?
No.
Look forward to you proclaiming my victory next time.
I will come bearing gifts if I was wrong. Yeah, so next time.
I feel like this gift is going to be a kick in the junk. Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be a kick in the junk.
Either one of us.
Rochambeau.
If you win, you're going to lose. So it's up to you.
I mean, if I win, I guess we both get a kick in the junk. Mine will just be physical. Yours will be metaphorical.
Yeah, exactly. But see, like I can't. No, out of a possible. Okay, let's say you
out of 15 possible guesses, we maybe hit 3.
Maybe hit 3. Because I was giving you the Final Fantasy one. That was the one I thought you got.
I wasn't sure about that one because I was counting the Souls-like game.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were counting the
It.
remasters.
I did.
Yeah, I was
because it is new.
Yeah.
I mean, it is new.
It was unannounced and new.
It's also Steam and mobile, so is it really a game?
Yeah, sure.
Do you not want the points? I can
take it away.
It doesn't matter. Everything is hinging on this.
So it doesn't matter. Take it away.
I would say it doesn't. Either I get 3 or 5,
right? So
or 2 or whatever the hell it was.
So yeah, of a possible 45 points of our confidence, we got. Let's say you got the Borderlands one. So it was 2 for Final Fantasy for you. So that's 5, 6, 7. My Wario one was 3. So we had 10 possible points. That's a failing grade. 10 out of 45. That was by far our worst. We had years where 2 of us were almost perfect.
Yeah.
And then this is just...
Well, listen, I got harassed so much for playing it safe, so I took some chances.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I'm proud of you.
And then I took my layup. It's now hinging on phrasing.
Phrasing. All right. We will announce the winner and the repercussions of that next time.
Wearing a fucking crown and a Ric Flair robe.
See you next time. Stem. 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 Stem.